This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Fence for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro.
What up, baby? Clock Blockers. Miami fans' #1 Miami fan morning show right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all today. Good morning to my Finlaws and my family with a PH. What's up? What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm your host, Stephen Daniels. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, I don't know what you're doing with your life. So make sure you follow me at Stephen D SKPL. You can also follow Miami Sports Music everywhere at Miami Sports Music, except on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at MIA Sports Music. Hey, on your way in today, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button. Already 20 of y'all already in here. Give us a thumbs up. Okay, if you're watching on the Facebook side, go to the YouTube side, okay? Look us up, Miami Sports Music, Clock Blockers, and give us a thumbs up. If you got 1 or 2 accounts, make sure you if you got 2 or 3 accounts or 4 or 5 accounts on YouTube, make sure you're hitting the like button from all those accounts, okay? It helps. It goes such a long way. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, okay? It's free. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe. When you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell notification. And when you do hit that bell notification, make sure you hit all. That way you get notified anytime Miami Sports Music goes live, anytime Solo D drops a new song, whatever it may be, you will get notified as long as it's on YouTube, which is what we do, okay? So make sure y'all do that. Hey, look, if you want to sign up to become a member today, there are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you. We had 2 new members yesterday. Can we get 3 new members to the channel today? I would love to do it. If you are not already a member, sign up today and become part of the family. That's right. Sign up today, become part of the family. There are plenty of seats waiting for you. I see some people, awesome people in the chat that aren't members that are definitely here all the time. Look, we got 3 different tiers. There's a tier for you. Sign up, become part of the family today. It helps the channel grow and it supports. If you want to help the channel grow and support monetarily, you can also do that by donating to the channel. There's a couple different ways you can do it, a few different ways. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat if you're watching us live right now on YouTube. And what you do is you go into the chat and you see below, you'll see a little $ in a box. Click that and you can hit Super Sticker or Super Chat. And you guys can donate that way, and it helps support the channel, and it helps it grow. If somebody wants to try to do that just to test out the button so that people know how it works, I won't be mad at you, okay? A couple of other ways you can do it. If you want to donate through Cash App or PayPal, we have that as well. MSM Podcast Network, or use the QR code that's right on your screen, or on PayPal, MSM Podcast Network, or use the QR code that is right on your screen. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports, the #1 place to get your cards, jerseys, balls, and hard to find items. Make sure you follow ZSM Sports today. Lime, less is more events. Let me tell you about them. They are absolutely amazing. They have the best prices to any event, any ticket, any game you want to across the country for less than the competition, allowing you to have more fun. Give them a call today at 202-930-3533 to get a personalized experience. Tell them Steven sent you. And here's the best part, absolutely 0 service fees. So make sure you guys check them out today, 202-930-3533, and give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Less Is More Events, all one word. Tailgreeter, download the app today on your current Apple or Android device. Make sure you guys do that today. Download it. Make sure you give them a follow too at Tailgreeter, Tailgreeter. And a big reminder, if you're going to go to any Dolphins away games this year, you got to do it with us and Tailgreeter. Why is that? Because we got 3 awesome tailgates, one in Baltimore for the Baltimore Beatdown. If you go to tailgreeter.com or download the app, type in Baltimore Beatdown, you'll see free Saturday night meet and greet tickets. And then you will also have you have access to purchase game tickets with us, sitting with Dolphins fans, as well as an all-inclusive tailgate, which if you ask anybody who went to the Baltimore game last year, it was fire. It was absolutely amazing. We're going to be doing the FedEx takeover in Washington this year. Same thing. Go to tailgreeter.com, download the app, type in FedEx takeover, and the same exact thing. We're doing all the same stuff. And then Philly Finvasion. Make sure you guys check them out in Philadelphia. We're going to have a good time there. We already got like 150 people for this tailgate. Let me tell you, this tailgate is going to be epic, absolutely epic. And I'm super stoked about it. Super, super stoked about it. It's going to be great. All right. Got a lot of stuff to talk about today, a lot of stuff to do. And it's going to be a great show today. So the Dolphins practice doesn't start till a little bit after 10 a.m., probably around 10:15, 10:30, actually. So what we're going to do is I know a lot of you come here for the Dolphins Texans practice live reaction. We got some good stuff set up for you today. But before we get into all that, we got to have our baseball segment for all my baseball fans out there. Every other Thursday, we do about a 30-minute, 45-minute back-to-back baseball segment with former Division I pitcher Cam Clark, good friend of mine, and he's going to come on here momentarily. And Cameron, 954, Cameron Scott, that is my co-host. He'll be joining us in the middle of it, so he's going to hop on in the middle of the interview. So without further ado, I really enjoy this stuff. We're going to have our back-to-back segment. Let me bring in my man, Cam Clark. What is up, man? How are you?
What's up, Steve? How you doing, man? Thanks for having me back on.
Hey, man, you are the man. How's everything going?
Good, man. Just kind of chugging along. We're in the thick of it in terms of MLB season. We got some teams going up, teams going down. I remember, I think my first time on, I kind of shot down the Cubs' chances of making the playoffs, but they are scorching hot right now and are one of those teams trending up. So I apologize to that one Cubs fan in here.
Level 2 noob. Shout out to Level 2 noob. I'm sure he appreciates that. I love it. All right, let's get right into it, man. We got to talk about the Marlins because we're Miami sports music, and we got to talk Miami sports. The Marlins are 5-5 of their last 10. They just played 3 against Houston. They lost the series, but they took 1. And then, they played the Yankees and took 2 of 3 from the Yankees. They played the Reds and they took 2 of 3 from the Reds. So they've been winning some series here as of recent. They lost the last 2 series they lost was obviously against Houston and Texas. So it seems like the teams that are at the top of their division, they're kind of struggling with, but the teams that are, mid-pack or below, they're taking care of business, and they're right in the thick of the standings for the wild card. Tell me what you think about the Miami Marlins right now.
Yeah, so, for a team like the Marlins who are, right in it, right on the brink of making the postseason or not making the postseason, it's so important to not get swept in a series. And especially when you're facing a team like the Astros, it's unfortunate because they won game 1, and then game 2 was a kind of a back-and-forth battle. I know Kyle Tucker hit a home run like the 7th inning. But just all in all, the Astros are soaring right now. They're finally getting healthy. Altuve's back. Kyle Tucker's playing at a crazy rate. Alvarez, they just acquired Verlander. Like the Astros are going to be there at the end. So it's so important for a team, like the Marlins to, do anything they can to not get swept. So, they lose a series at home, which is always unfortunate. You never like to lose series at home. You always like to at least win the series or even if you can sweep. And then on the road, you're more apt to lose a series. But for them to not get swept by
essentially maybe one of the best teams in baseball,
in my opinion, when it's all said and done, I may be a little biased when I say this, but I think the American League is going to come down to 3 teams. It's going to be the Orioles, the Rangers, and the Astros. And I think the Astros have the upper hand on both the Orioles and the Rangers. Rangers, being in the same division, I think the Astros are going to be in the ALCS. I'm very confident.
You're very confident in that. You know what I'm confident in? My co-host, who's here each and every Thursday. Let me bring him on into the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. The real Cameron 954. What's up, Cameron? How are you, man?
Hey, good morning, Steven. Good morning, Cam. How are you? Sorry for being a few minutes late there.
No, it's all good, man. So we're sitting here talking baseball here. I know you were kind of in the back. Is there anything you want to ask about the Marlins baseball? Because I know you've been keeping a close eye on it with the Marlins as of late.
No, the Marlins are enthusiastic follow right now because of what Kim Ng was able to do and pull off at the trade deadline, and what Josh Bell and Berger and it's brought to this team it's been nothing short of exceptional. And it's been fun to watch. I heard Cam talking about being swept by the Astros or almost being swept. And, man, they were a play at the plate away from getting out of that inning last night. And then, Bregman, shot that one down the first base line and the gates open. But, man, that was a bang-bang play at the plate, and they would have been out of the inning. So they were that close of, really being in that game last night. It was a one-run game at that point. So, my fear, they played really well against the Astros, but my fear is they had a late game last night, flew after the game to LA today to play a series against probably the hottest team in baseball, at least in the National League. And the Marlins got to be on their A game or else they're going to get swept for sure.
One of the things that kind of happened was the trade deadline recently. And so a lot of trades went down and some trades didn't go down. And some people that decided not to trade, that's not looking so hot as of now. Is there any teams that are having buyer's remorse, Cam, from not trading certain players at the trade deadline? One team in particular?
I just got to say, right off the bat, the Angels went all in, and they have, I think, less than a 3% chance to make the playoffs right now. They got rid of their second and third best prospect. Giolito has been atrocious, to say the least. Obviously, that's not the type of pitcher Giolito is. He's been tasked with some pretty tough teams, but, to see what they do, and you got to give him credit, because when you have the best player potentially ever, you never want to, make it seem like you're giving up on a season, especially when he's a pending free agent at the end of the year. So you want to prove to Ohtani that, hey, look, like, we're serious, we're going, it's worth it to stay around here. But with that being said,
three of the last 10. They
weren't even in position to make a wild card when they made all those moves, and I think they lost their first 7 games post trade deadline. So they're in a tough spot. But I guess you can look at it in a few ways. They controlled, or maybe do they control Giolito at the end of this year or no?
I think they do.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think they do, though. That was part of why he made the deal.
No. I don't think they do. I think that's the reason the White Sox traded Giolito is because he was an impending free agent.
Yes, so to think that makes it even worse. You gave up some
prospects
for a rental,
and you're probably going to lose the best baseball player in the history of the game.
Yeah. So
what, Cam? What isn't it more? Wasn't it less about this year and more about next year and showing him that they want to buy in and build a team around him?
Yeah, and I think that's why you gotta, in a way, somewhat give some credit to the Angels, because they were willing to deplete a little bit of their future to try and get in that win now phase, because let's be honest, what Shohei is doing, you don't want to waste that. So you have to prove to him, and even to the fans and even to everyone involved in the organization, that we got to take advantage of what's going on in the present, because we've got a guy who can win 2 games in a 7-game series on his own on the mound, and then the other 5 games in the series, he's going to hit and probably hit at least 2 home runs. So you got to prove to his everything about him that you're ready to go.
Looking around around Major League Baseball, there were some teams that also made some moves around the trade deadline. The Yankees being one of them. What do you think about the Yankees over the last 10 games, 13 games? Because they're sitting 4 out of the 3rd place wild card. And I got to be honest, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs the way they've been playing.
Yeah, the Yankees. I don't think the Yankees are going to make the playoffs. It's definitely a disappointing type year for them. Whether you can blame the injury bug and Judge being out and this and that, I mean, they've been a complete letdown. There's, I think, signs of hope in the future with Volpe and.
No, they don't even have hope. Let's stop that train right there. Okay,
but I do over the years. Aaron Boone talks to John Boy Media, and I've gained a lot of respect from Aaron Boone. Like, he's a super personable dude who just kind of says it how it is. And those
Aaron
guys,
he's Aaron bleeping Boone, dude. Come on,
those guys kind of let him have it. And I know they actually faced a little bit of backlash because they're like, look, the manager of your guys' team takes the time to come on your show, and they give him a ton of crap of managerial moves and stuff like that. And he kind of takes it like a champ. So I've gained some respect for Aaron Boone, but I still hate the Yankees.
Shout out to John Boy Media. If you guys ever want to go see really great baseball content, go to John Boy Media. They're one of the best in the business.
Yeah, don't come to Clock Blockers.
Yeah, don't come to Clock Blockers at all. But I do like John Boy Media. They're good stuff. All right, let's talk about it because it's news and we have to talk about it. Wander Franco, this whole situation in Tampa. I mean, it's unreal what's happened here in the last 2 weeks, right? So for those of you who don't know, Wander Franco was one of the star young baseball players in Tampa Bay, and it was found out. It was found out. I'm not exactly sure how, but there was social media post about him having a relation, actually more than relations, being in a relationship with a 14-year-old. And so, from his home country, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, I forget which one he's from. But so now they put, they were about to go on this baseball road trip. They put him on a special list, and right now MLB's investigating, Tampa Bay's investigating. Right now, these are only posts allegedly, but this is a very interesting situation. What's your take on the situation, Cam? Cam C. I gotta figure this out, man. Every time I say Cam, I gotta figure this out.
Just all in all, I mean, it's just a super unfortunate situation. No matter what comes about it, I mean, the more I've looked into it, the more I see that there actually may be more victims coming forward about multiple relationships with minors. And I just saw this morning before I even hopped on here, I was looking at stuff, and it is all things are leading to the point of him never playing in the MLB again.
Dominican. He's from the Dominican. I'm sorry.
Hey, Cam, let me ask you. So if that happens, like if he gets banned from baseball, if you found, that he, these things are true, what recourse do the Rays have in that contract that he just signed?
So I don't quote me on it, but I think they could do a little bit with what the Dodgers did with Trevor Bauer. Like, there are certain things,
morality clauses.
Yeah. So for example, take the two completely different things, but trying to relate something to it. Was it Naeem Hines who just got in that jet ski accident with the Bills, and the Bills are not technically they don't have to pay him that salary because in his contract, there are clauses saying, hey, look, if you get injured doing recreational things that are not related to football, that's the risk you take. And
you void your contract.
Yeah. So completely jet ski versus, what Wander Franco was doing, completely different, but it falls under that same category where I don't think they will have to pay him that money and it'll get voided. I know the Dodgers, I think they ate a year of Trevor Bauer's contract, but that was it.
So I think all Major League Baseball contracts have a morality clause, which is the thing that happened with Trevor Bauer, if I'm correct, when he was going through his situation. Now, Trevor Bauer ended up being exonerated of everything, and not even exonerated. Charges were straight dropped at the end of the day. They couldn't charge him with anything, or they couldn't convict him on anything. But this is definitely a unique situation and a sad one for all parties involved.
Yeah.
But for, from a baseball standpoint, and that's the least worry of all of this, but from a baseball standpoint, I mean, man, this is, just stupid at the end of the day. you've ruined your life, and you're because he was. I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was on his way to a Hall of Fame career.
Oh no, he's a superstar. He's a legitimate superstar, and people. He's 21 or 22, and I mean, granted, he hasn't been in the league for 5 years, but he's been in the league for almost 2 years now, and I mean, he's been a staple in the Rays lineup in all of baseball as one of the best defenders, one of the best hitting shortstops in the league. He's got some power. He's going to hit for average. Like he was the Rays guy. The Rays don't do long-term contracts, and they locked him up almost immediately
because they knew what they had. They knew what he was
with a $180 million contract. So, and the Rays are one of the best franchises in terms of scouting and recognizing talent. So they knew exactly what they had. They locked him up right away. I guess I shouldn't say locked him up right away. They got him under contract right away, and
so he better be locked up.
That's gonna blow up in their face.
No pun intended there.
So I'm looking at his contract right now. It's interesting because he just signed it in the offseason. As escalators that go up to 233, but the first 7 years of that contract are fully guaranteed.
Cameron, I want to ask you something, Cameron. Wander Franco is a star in this league. And I started to think about this, and I'm like, man, if this was any other league, NBA, NFL, would this be even a bigger story than what it should be to begin with? Because, I mean, I don't think there's enough talk about it on news outlets and media. I mean, I felt like it was a 24-hour cycle, and then it's kind of died down, except for people that do podcasts. And that's about it. And I feel like this should be national headlines. And I'm just surprised that it's not. So I'm coming at this from a media standpoint, too, is that, the game of base. I mean, are they doing the best of their job so that this isn't getting out there? Are they actively? What are your thoughts, Cameron, that they're doing?
Man, that's an interesting question. I didn't even think about it from a media standpoint. I think it has more to do with this player, resides and plays for the Tampa Bay Rays, which, it's a small market team. And, if this happened in the NBA to a team, someone from Utah or, one of the smaller market teams, you'd probably get the same media coverage. But if it happened, to a Yankee or a Dodger, I mean, listen, you saw Trevor Bauer out to Cam's point all over the news.
That was all over the news for weeks, his situation.
For 2 years.
For 2 years.
I mean,
and John Morant with the gun stuff. I mean, that was big too. And see, Memphis is a small market. They're not big.
It's a good point, Steve.
So I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, this should be a bigger story than what it is. People should be talking about this.
You're probably right. In a sad way, it probably should be.
Yeah.
It's unreal. And I don't know what that says about the game of baseball, period. And that's kind of where I'm at with it, and to segue into that, they said that viewership is up 9.2% in the this year than it has been from the previous year. Cam, what is your take on the game of baseball right now? Do you think that they're doing good? Do you think they're doing bad?
I think overall baseball's in a good spot. I mean, I think Manfred just got extended. People were not the biggest fans of him in the past, but I mean, I would say this year
really well every time he makes a public appearance. Yeah. Really well.
I would say baseball as a whole is in a good spot. I mean, it's hard to say that after what we just talked about in terms of the whole Wander Franco situation, but baseball as a whole, I think, has really their goal of reaching more fans and reaching more people with what they're trying to do with the game has been successful so far. And I mean, attendance is up almost everywhere. Views are up, and I think. When the whole pitch clock thing initially came out, I wasn't a fan because I thought it was appealing to people who don't care about baseball. It was because the people who like baseball don't care if it's a 3-hour game. But the people who are half in, half out on baseball do kind of care on that. But what has shown is the average game is down, I think, like 20 to 30 minutes, and attendance is up. So there's a correlation there between shorter games and more people wanting to go. So I think it's in a good spot. I also think earlier on, the pitch clock was such a big thing.
I'm not a fan of it. I don't care what anybody says.
It was such a big thing.
And I'm very surprised that there have been no hitters. Like, I'm very surprised there's been no hitters.
Like, the whole pitch clock thing was such a big thing, and the violations, there was multiple violations in every game. And I think the game has adapted very, very quickly. And if that leads to more fans, that's obviously the ultimate goal. It's at the end of the day, I guess you would say this is really for entertainment purposes. So I guess their plan is working exactly how they would want it to.
And it's just not, the pitch clock, but the other minor adjustments, like a relief pitcher having to, face 3 batters. Yeah, it's made managers plan for their, game planning much differently than they have in the past. And, it's incorporated different managerial styles, and, things like the no shift has helped and detracted from certain players. And what I really like, and I didn't think I would like it, is the extra inning rule starting a runner on second base, which has created a whole nother mindset of managerial moves. And it's made the game more exciting. And ultimately, all the research that they've implemented into these rule changes has come to fruition. And that's just to make the game shorter, faster, more exciting. And we're seeing an average, I think, 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours, 30 minutes for a game. I mean, here in Miami, if I miss, the first inning and it takes me an hour to get down there through traffic, I might get there in the 6th inning, which is no good. But it's been more exciting, I think, in my opinion.
Don't be a casual, Cameron. You're not a casual.
I'm a casual.
You're a diehard, okay? Baseball pitch clock is horrendous. Stop it. All right, man. Last question I got for you before I get you out of here, because I know the fans are dying to get their Dolphins, Texans practice in. We're going to get to it, guys. We're going to get to it. Last thing I got for you, man, is, just where do you see the next couple of weeks before you bring it back on, as far as division leaders, wild card? Like, who are some teams we should keep an eye on? Who are some teams that you think are going to just drop the ball even more, or ones that you just see dropping the ball, period? Give us a few teams that we should be on the lookout, and what you see setting itself over the next couple of weeks.
To kind of piggyback what we just previously talked on, I think that you'll see the Rays kind of take a downturn. They're going to take a little fall. McClanahan's out for the year. They've got, I think, one guy left on their starting rotation, Zach Eflin, who is, very good. But, I mean, all in all, super unfortunate for the Rays, because it seems like they're kind of hit with something every single year. They're a small market team, and they always try and make it work. But then in the end, they somehow lose their best pitcher, or something happens to one of their best offensive guys. So I think the Rays, you're going to see them kind of take a bit of a dip. I don't know if anyone's going to stop the Braves. The Braves are just doing things that, that I've never seen before.
I'd rather not see a Braves-Astros World Series, please.
Yeah, I don't want to see a Braves-Astros World Series. I'm going to be a little biased. From Baltimore, I would love to see the Orioles.
They need to get their crap together, okay?
And, it's a little frustrating, because it's good things to be frustrated about, though. Like, the Orioles go 3-3 so far on this West Coast trip, but they've faced 6 pitchers who, if you combine all their ERAs, it's a sub-2 ERA, and they're 3-3. So if you look at it in that way, that's a success. Like Ryan Mountcastle just said last night, he was like, we're 3-3. We faced 6 dudes who are all number ones on other teams. But a team like the Padres are just.
I know Flaherty's not.
Yeah, I know. That's been a.
I wanted Justin Verlander so bad, and now
I even jokingly, completely joking, tweeted at the Orioles, get Justin Verlander, please, just because Justin Verlander's always been my favorite pitcher.
You're going to get John Means back in the next couple of weeks, which
so really Elias's big thing was, he was. We needed a reliever, we needed a starter, but we've got guys rehabbing down in the minors who are kind of like mid-season additions, whether it's John Means, who's a proven starter who can help you in the bullpen, or even starting. A guy like DL Hall, super electric stuff. Can he figure it out? We don't know. But the ability with DL Hall is super high. He could really help out, but you don't want to put too much stock in him, because you really don't know what you're going to get right now.
Well, look, man, I hope that it comes to fruition. Cameron, that's what I'm going to do. Cam and Cameron. If I say Cam, I'm talking to you. If I say Cameron, I'm talking to you. Cameron.
It's there in our hobby right there, buddy. Hey, what's exciting is, I don't know if you caught the Cubs game. Shout out to Level 2 Noob. Yeah. But Christopher Morel, man, I think saved their season last night. I mean, they'd lost a couple games to the damn lowly White Sox, and then Morel hits the game winner bomb, their 3-run shot. So the Reds, Cubs, and Marlins are all tied for that last wild card spot. I think that's the most exciting race going into September.
Do they play each other a lot at the end of this year, Cameron? Like, are they facing each
Cubs
other
and
at all?
Marlins are done for the year.
Okay, that's interesting because I would have loved to seen a
Cubs and
Marlins
Reds play each other again.
a Marlins Reds matchup in the last 2 months.
I do have to say too, baseball is better when the Cubs are good. Wrigley Field. I was able to go to Wrigley Field when I was in high school with my best friend from high school, and got the whole tour. Was in the dugout, was on the field. Wrigleyville is awesome, and it's so easy to cheer on the Cubs because I also really like David Ross. David Ross is great.
See that?
Look, there's Cameron at the World Series.
Yeah, see that's
2016.
Cameron, did you cry? All I want to know is, did you cry at the World Series?
I cried in my champagne that I was drinking after.
Super unfortunate that Stroman's a little banged up right now.
Yeah,
super unfortunate.
All right, Cam, tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you at, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, just Twitter and Instagram, same thing, Cam_Clark5. And Steve, thanks for having me on, Cameron, and I'll see you guys in the near future.
2 weeks. We'll see you again
Sounds
in 2
good.
weeks, man. All right.
Have a great day, Cam.
Be good, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
All right, that was back to back a baseball segment right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We got a show for you today, man. What's up, Cameron? How's it going?
What are we doing today? We talking tennis? What are we talking? Golf?
I think
we talking women's soccer.
We should talk women's soccer, golf, and tennis today. That's what we should do. Level 2 new will be happy with the golf. I'm sure we can find some tennis fans up here. And I know
every one of the guys in the chat love women's soccer.
And I know, yeah. I mean, look, it was funny. We were in the car last night, my wife and I, and she got the Sports Center update, and it rarely ever goes off for her. So when it does, I feel like it's a Dolphins update. I'm like, what just happened? Did something happen? Because I'm driving. And she's like, no, it's something about like the women's soccer team. And I was like, why do you have that as an ESPN alert on your phone? I don't know. So, yes, they're doing big things, I guess, the women's soccer team.
No, listen, women's soccer is doing big things. The U.S. women's national team got rung. They got ousted in the round of 16 or 32. They fired their coach yesterday. England put the stomp on Sweden last night or yesterday morning.
Sorry, that was rude. Sorry.
But hey, how about those Inter Miami Messies playing for the League Cup on Saturday in Nashville?
They have won every game he's played in.
9 goals in 7 games or something.
9 goals in 7 games, and the viewership is like, have you seen the numbers for the viewership for them? It's unreal. Like, he is single-handedly changing the game of soccer for Americans. And it's not even funny. Because I remember when Beckham came over and played with the Galaxy, and I don't even think it was like this. Personally.
I agree, man. And so I was thinking about this morning. Wouldn't it be crazy if another team like Portland or something, Mbappe is out there,
the Portland Timbers, baby.
Wouldn't that be crazy if the Portland Timbers offered him $1 billion contract?
Hey,
and
man.
he came to the United States?
I'm all for it. It makes soccer a bigger sport here. And as a baseball fan, for me, it puts baseball on notice that they need to change up what they're doing, because they're going to lose viewership.
Easy, Steven. Easy.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, more kids in America watch soccer than they watch professional soccer than they do professional baseball.
I think more kids play.
More kids watch professional soccer than they do professional baseball. Those are facts. Go look that up.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you.
Maybe we should stop talking about football.
Oh, man. A lot to get into. And I got stuff refreshing here. People are already up and about here.
Pay that man his money.
Pay that man his money. Well, I mean, I guess we'll start with that. What are your thoughts about the situation with that man Christian Wilkins getting paid?
He better. He should. He's homegrown talent. He was drafted by Greer. If Greer wants to send a really strong message to the locker room, you sign Wilkins. I mean, he is the bedrock of your defense. The guy who led the league in tackles last year. I mean, what more do you want from a player? I mean, he's done all the right things. He's said all the right things. He's been in the community. He's what you want to build your franchise around on the defensive side of the ball. So why wouldn't you want to sign him? I mean, it's going to take $20 million a year. So, the Greer's just got to figure it out. I mean, contracts and the salary cap are funny money anyway, to Omar Kelly's point. All it is about the guaranteed, the guaranteed figure, which, listen, we've got one of the wealthiest owners in the NFL. So, I mean, shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't be. One of the things that, I took away from this, I had a conversation with somebody last night, and they basically said, hey, look, the Dolphins need to pay him because it needs to show the younger players that their own team is willing to reward good play. And if they don't do this, or they don't reward their player, that it's going to send a strong message to the locker room that they're not willing to pay their young talent when they succeed. And that is going to rub some people the wrong way. I had looked at Omar Kelly's tweet this morning, or tweets, multiple tweets. He was going back and forth with people. And, he was talking about, he said, look, man, the way that the contracts are set up for the Dolphins, they're not good right now. Like the contract situation. And
but you got to read through that, because it's like I said before, it's all about the guaranteed money. All these salary cap issues is really just it's funny money. It's monopoly money, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
All you really worry about is the guaranteed money. He could scribble out guaranteed checks all he wants, but the salary cap is just funny money.
It is. It's 100% funny money. I agree with that. Now, let me ask you something. Do you expect this deal to get done? What does a deal kind of look like? What do you think is going to happen?
As far as the length in terms of the contract, it's going to take $20 to $24 million a year, I would expect. Fully guaranteed.
24 million?
100%.
Dude, I think
somewhere in that $20 to $24 million range.
If they get 18, I hope it's 18 to 19. And it would be a steal.
Again, you're talking about what difference does it make? You just make him the highest paid defensive tackle in the league. Pay him more than
he's not worth the highest paid.
That's what he's going to ask for, and you that's what you, as fans, that's what we should expect to hear. Whether that happens or not is a different story. But
if that happens, that means we will have 7 players with contracts in double digits for, am I correct in saying that?
Again, I don't want this to turn into a salary cap analyzation podcast, but
I think have to with this. This is where it's at.
Yeah, but I think Tyreek's he's only fully guaranteed through next season.
That's true.
So there's things you can do, to fit Wilkins. It just.
And by the way, if you pay him this year, God forbid another injury goes down, where the hell are you getting money from?
That's why they didn't offer a contract to Dalvin Cook, buddy. You got to keep, I think they have $13 million, $12 million, something like that. You have to keep that for injury signings.
And if Tua does ball out, like we all hope he does this year, that man's going to get the bag next year.
100%.
Oh my goodness, man. The Dolphins are in a very
Teron Armstead, he comes off after this season.
Well, Siler's somebody else who wants to get paid too.
As you know what, so therein lies the rub. I think you got to make a decision about that. You sign Wilkins and then you draft this, Siler's replacement. I would think
you got to get rid of Siler. I would hate that.
I would hate that too. I mean, but you got to make a decision somewhere. Who do you put your franchise, tag around, or who do you put your defensive face of the franchise? Is it Zach Siler or Christian Wilkins? There's no debate about that.
Yeah, I mean Christian Wilkins all day long, but
Exactly.
Caslin143 says with his 7-month membership, shout out to you for being a member for 7 months.
Word up, Catherine.
Thank you, Kaz. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. Miss you. I would not be surprised if Inter Miami wins the league this year. I called it before it was finalized. He is making a statement, and to the MLS also. I think are they even close to being in the playoffs, or because of this win streak they are getting close to being in the playoffs?
Who?
Inter Miami.
They play for the championship on Saturday.
What?
Against Nashville.
I thought there was a tournament going on.
It is, and they've made it to the championship game.
Yeah, but that's not the MLS seat like regular.
No, but it's the League Cup.
Yeah, yeah, okay. All right. It's just an in-season tournament that they have. So,
which, by the way, the NBA is instituting an in-season tournament.
I know. I'm pretty excited. We'll talk about that another time, but I'm excited about it, and I think it's going to evolve and be really, really, really good. I think it's going to be great. All right. Let's get into Mike McDaniel here. Mike McDaniel talking to the people this morning about Tua's performance yesterday, and let's listen to this little sound clip that we got here from Mike McDaniel.
Every play independent of itself. I think I'm very careful to go into the ins and outs of each play that happens, because sometimes interceptions are good in practice. Sometimes they're only good if you don't do that again. But each individual one is part of the reason those are occurring, is because he's pressing himself to be the very best version of himself. He is he probably made 10 plays yesterday that were absolutely fantastic, doing the same thing. So it's not as easy as, and I think it's important to emphasize that you have to take each one individually. And so I would be upset if he was unprepared, if he didn't really think about it, or if it's something that he just went rogue and went outside of a progression. Okay, if he's trying new things within the time of the play, there's going to be some residuals. When you're trying to be the best version of yourself, he's trying to take his game to another level. So I was pumped for the learning process.
What are your thoughts about Mike McDaniel's statement there, Cam?
My thoughts are, we're talking about practice?
We're talking about practice, man.
We're talking about practice, and everyone's getting their panties in a wad over practice?
They are 100%.
110%, bro. Like I don't care. Like Tua has to be the most polarizing player in the NFL, and like he is under the microscope. I saw yesterday like somebody who happens to be in our comment section right now talking about Tua's arm strength.
Shall not be named.
Tua's arm strength. And then there was a video someone posted of Herbert throwing a bomb. And I can't remember if it was Williams or one of the wide receivers doing a back pedal, having the, back pedal, waiting for the ball to get to him. And then the whole, Twitter sphere erupts about this, comparing the arm strength of Tua to Herbert. Like, who gives a flying F, Steven? As long as he makes the passes, he puts his players in a position to make plays afterwards. Like, as long as and to Mike McDaniel's point, if he makes mistakes, doesn't learn from the mistakes, and continues to do those mistakes, then there's the issue. But we've all seen Tua make mistakes in the past, and all players make mistakes, and especially in training camp. This is what training camp is for. Make mistakes and learn from them, implement new plays, and figure out what works or not. But you're going to scrutinize one out pattern that a safety jumps on and takes to the house. Oh. A safety who did the same thing in the same play formation last year. And Tua identified that and talked about it.
Well, so here's the thing. So TD Fins Talk is there, right? And so TD came onto the show yesterday after it was after it was over and gave us, his 2 cents worth, and then he came on towards the end of the show again. For those of you that missed it, you should go watch. It's pretty funny, but it was a really good back and forth because me and him just don't see eye to eye on this at all. He's been saying for 3 years, and by the way, TD's going to come on later today, so don't worry about that. TD will be on later today, okay? He'll be here, so just stick around. TD goes on to say something to the effect of, for 3 years, I've been saying that Tua is a spot thrower, and he doesn't read through progressions and X, Y, and Z. And he's been getting a lot of hate for it on social media. I have said for 2.5 years, 3 years, that he is a spot thrower. I agree with TD on that. Now, where I didn't agree with him was him reading progressions. But Tua, out of his own mouth yesterday, basically said, I don't read progressions. He didn't say that, but the way he described how he does it is exactly how TD's been describing it for 3 years. And so TD's like, oh, he just confirmed out of his own mouth what I have been saying for 2 years or for 3 years. And I said, look, man, this is the safety was a college teammate of his. He came up to him and said, you know why that happened, right? Because you did it a lot last year. And so TD's like, you don't think somebody else has told him this before? I'm like, it doesn't matter if somebody else told him this before. For some reason, it registered in his head because he goes on to say in the interview, I didn't think anybody noticed that. So for me, it's like a light went off saying, well, I need to change something. So over the next couple of weeks, I just want to see him evolve. And for me, that'll be progression or reading his progressions a better, obviously, and knowing when to throw and when to not throw. I've been watching Hard Knocks for the last 2 weeks. Unfortunately, don't get at me, okay? But I'm a big Hard Knocks guy. And the one thing I'll say about Rodgers is his no-look throws. Now, I don't expect Tua to do that, but there are some things that good quarterbacks are able to do and some things that it takes them a while to do. And even Rodgers has said in multiple, I didn't get to this point overnight. He had 3 years behind Brett Favre. He had multiple years in Green Bay to be able to establish the player that he is today. And y'all have to understand, Tua's in his second year of this system, with his second year at somebody who fully believes in his talent in Mike McDaniel. And in my opinion, I think that he's going to learn from this, evolve, and change. It's for me, and this is the description I drew it to, Cameron. I said it's like a pitcher who has a tell, and a batter tells him his tell on what pitching he's doing, and he changes it because now everybody knows. I've been told I have a tell. I need to change it, and that's the description or the link that I put to it with it. What are your thoughts about that?
It's practice. If he's making these let me phrase this correctly. If he's making misreads and throwing to spots where the safety is jumping his pass routes in game one, then we have an issue, right?
Yeah.
So, but that doesn't happen, and that's not the way this offense is constructed, and that's not the way Tua plays at the quarterback position. He was talking, and it was taken out of context a bit when he was talking about how he makes his progressions and reads. He was talking about how he's doing it with the limited installs and what the team is practicing that very day in practice. Okay. So when we get to game one, hopefully the entire whole playbook is going to be installed with the entire offense.
That's what
those last 2 weeks before game one, they're going to be practicing those things. And that's when this team Tua is going to start gelling with his wide receivers and his backs and all his receivers.
I said I'm not sounding the alarm yet. There's no reason.
No, you shouldn't be, and no one should be. But the people that want to make this a divisive issue are going to be. And there's some that are paid to do that, and some aren't. And listen, and those who are getting paid to do that, I have all respect for them. That's their opinion, and that's their job, right? Mm-hmm. And that's fine. That is fine. We just have to remain. We have to remember that this is a big picture. That you cannot identify one play in one practice as oh my God, this is how he's going to carry through for the rest of the year. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's practice.
It is practice, man. Hey, real quick. So the Tampa Bay Bucks arrive at the New York Giants training facility today across from the MetLife Stadium for practice because the New York Jets bailed on the second day of joint practices, something that apparently was agreed to in March. So the Giants graciously offered their practice field to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. First-class Jets organization that they are. Pretty much said, no, we're not doing a second day. And they're like, well, you agreed to do a second day. Well, you're not going to do it here. Go find somewhere else. They kicked him out of the facility.
That's crazy.
That's insane. Absolutely insane and hilarious. And how horrible. You know what, Jets fans and Jets organization, you're the
what
worst.
A circus.
You're the worst. That's all I know.
A bunch of circus clowns.
I can't wait to see how they spin it on Hard Knocks. Cannot wait to see how they spin it on.
You know why? You know why, Steven? Is because Tampa kept drilling their offensive line into the ground and sacked Rodgers 6 times yesterday.
I mean, unbelievable. Well, Rodgers was pissed in that Carolina practice too, from what I saw in Hard Knocks as well. All right, we haven't gotten your opinion on this yet. We might as well talk about it again. We're waiting for practice to start. I am hitting refresh. And nothing has officially started yet. As soon as joint practices start, we'll get you information and we'll update you. Hit the like button for people that haven't done so already. Tell your friends. Clock Blockers is the place to be this morning. We're going to give you live updates the entire morning of the joint practice. So just put it on, go do your work, and listen to some great coverage all morning. We haven't gotten your opinion about this yet, Cameron. Dalvin Cook in a Jets uniform. What are your thoughts about Dalvin in a Jets uniform?
Man, if they can't block for him, it's not going to matter who's getting the ball. And I found it surprising that
when we were hoping he was coming to us, that a good running back can overcome a bad offensive line.
I never said that because that's total bullshit.
Fans have said that.
I never said that. You don't have an offensive line to block for your running backs or your quarterback, you're dead in the water.
100%.
I found it more interesting that the day they signed him, that Bryce Hall came back and came off the PUP list, and now they have a full stable of running backs.
Did you hear what Bryce Hall said the week prior, after the visit?
Yeah.
So they asked. All right. So Raheem Moser of the Dolphins and Bryce Hall of the Jets got asked pretty much same question why this whole thing was going on, and it was, what do you think the addition of Dalvin Cook would do to your locker room? And Raheem Moser would be, oh my God, it would be amazing. He would be such an asset to this room, and we would love to have him. He's one of the best players in the league, and he would make our room better. And Breece Hall's answer was, we don't need him here. We already got a good running back room. We're good. Like we don't need him. And now they signed him, and I'm like, Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, button heads a little bit. This will be interesting on Hard Knocks. So I mean, yeah, there's some people that just have that demeanor about them that you're right. He came off the IR or the PUP list the day Dalvin got signed. He wasn't playing.
And their other running back who they drafted in the second and third round 2 years ago, Carter, he was pretty non-committal about how, what Dalvin Cook's addition to the running back room would be. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm happy for Dalvin Cook because he got paid, right? The contract that he signed with the Jets was about 50% more than, and I know this for a fact, 50% more than what the Dolphins had on the table. Dolphins wanted him here, but
at their price, which is fine, which is fair. I'm okay.
Absolutely. Dalvin Cook shouldn't have to give any team give a team a hometown discount. Yep. Because he's putting his livelihood, his life on the line.
And the Dolphins shouldn't, be forced to overpay for something that they're like, he'd be great, but this is what our budget is, and this is what we have to spend, and we're not going to go above it. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too. Would he have made our running back room exponentially better? I feel so. Would have been
well, there's still Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette out there, and you know how I feel about Leonard
They're not going to sign any one of those guys. And I'll tell you why. Devin A-Chain is the truth. The more I see of him in camp, the more I talk with people around camp, the more I understand Devin A-Chain
kid is special.
He might have a much bigger role this season than people expect.
From your mouth to God's ears, I won't be mad at it.
And I'm dead serious about that.
I said it changed the whole entire situation. It changed the entire situation when A-Chain got drafted. The locker room, the Dalvin Cooks, it just changed everything.
I agree.
And it's changed even more that he's been killing it at training camp. And he had a decent game. He was one of only 2 or 3 bright spots in last Friday night's game. By the way, side note, Saturday, 4 p.m., Dolphins are on national television, NFL Network, live, 4 p.m. all across the country. So if you guys want to watch 4 p.m. live, go watch. As a matter of fact, go watch. That's all I'll say to you. NFL Network, 4 p.m.
I had a side note. I had tickets to today's training camp, and I was planning on going to Houston, but I didn't. But I gave them to my sales rep out there, and he might come on the podcast live also.
All right, good. See, we're gonna have live hits to you today from training camp. That's gonna happen. So let's go. All right, let's get into all right. Aaron Wilson said Texans not practicing Hassan Ridgeway, Christian Kersey, Brevin Jordan, Brandon Hill, Thomas Booker, Titus Howard, Case Keenum, Jared Wayne, and veteran rest day for Jerry Hughes. The only reason I bring that up is so when you're hearing, you know who the one-on-one matchups are, but no big name stands out to me here. We didn't get your thoughts on last Friday night's game. I know we've talked about practice, but one of the things that did stick out for me, a lot of bad things, but one of the bad things was the special teams. And I am absolutely flabbergasted that Danny Crossman has a job still, and how bad and how atrocious the special teams is. What is your thoughts? Am I overreacting?
Yes.
Do I need to take a chill pill?
Yes. Yes and yes.
Okay. Explain to me why. You make it make sense.
Because you got a bunch of rookies and undrafted free agents back there, that may or may not have ever played on special teams. It's the first game of preseason. You're weeding out players that aren't going to be on that special teams field game 1. If these issues happen in game 3 the week before or 2 weeks before opening season, then I might have an issue, but I don't. Listen, Devin A-Chain was back there running the ball back. Barrios was running the ball back, and Cedric Wilson ran back. And
Cedric Wilson made a surprise appearance on Friday night. Was very surprised
and made some good yardage. Man, I'm not worried about the special teams. I'm more worried. You know what I'm worried about in special teams? I'm worried about how the punter Bailey handles these snaps and puts the ball down for Jason Sanders, because that's been an issue so far.
Huge issue. I agree. I'm ready to call Destroying on YouTube. I've been saying it for weeks. Let's go Destroying. Bring in some competition for Jake Bailey. Bring in Pat McAfee one more time. I'm ready for it. Okay.
They cut my sleeper Turk before.
I know. And Jason Sarney loved Turk as well, so I get it. I understand it, man.
They should go out and sign Punt God.
So, by the way, one of the other things I'm going to revert back because I see the video here, and I just want to play the little sound clip because I think it's a good sound clip, and I just want to get your take on this 26-second sound clip.
I love it.
I can give you guys a play, and then if you guys want to repeat it after me, as if you guys were in the huddle, you guys can. All right. Should I go once or twice saying it? Once? All right, we got North Right Clamp, South Fox, H Top, Pass 38, Top Gumby, XP Sweat. Let's go. Anyone? Yeah, sounds like a pre-snap penalty to me. Oh my gosh. I can give you guys
what are your thoughts about that?
think it's funny, man. So regardless of what was talked about, for me, it shows Tua's relationship and his comfortability with the media as a team leader and somebody who is willing to maybe make fun of himself a little bit. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was a fun moment that, brought some levity to training camp so far. And it was pretty awesome.
I agree. Hey, one of the things I said yesterday, and I still think this is hilarious, is Texas heat is no joke. It's not as bad as Miami's, obviously.
No. I moved to South Florida from Austin, Texas, and in the summer, and you walk out the front door, and it was like you stuck your head in an oven that's been on for 12 hours.
Well, I don't understand why the Texans are the home team here and wearing dark colored jerseys, and the Dolphins have their whites on. Because I feel like it should be the other way around, but I don't know. Texans, I guess it's
was it the other way around yesterday?
At least it was hotter, I guess. I don't know. I think it's funny.
Maybe they have scripted offense defensive plays that require that. I don't know.
I don't know either, but I think it's funny nonetheless. What do you expect? What do you want to see from joint practices? What are your thoughts on the joint practices? What do you want to see from it?
Listen, I love the joint practices in that they can script certain
These
plays.
are from live moments from moments ago. So the Texans are on the field. Dolphins aren't yet, just so y'all know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They can script certain plays and scenarios and against, an opponent that's not their own, and I think that's good. It elevates both sides of the ball, both teams. It eliminates, one of the unnecessary preseason games. They get more analyzation and they get more analysis out of these joint practices than they do a preseason game. It also helps with the safety concerns of the players. There's less opportunity for injury. And that's always, an important factor when you're talking about joint practices versus preseason games. So, and it's fun. It's fun for the fans. They can get a little bit more up close and on top of these joint practices.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be really, really good stuff. One of the things that I'm hoping to see today is some connections between Tua and Tyreek, Tua and Waddle, Tua and some. I want to see some touchdowns today. And then as far as the defense is concerned, I want to see some of these guys at the end of the secondary bench, turn it up a little bit today, because the front seven did good yesterday from what I've heard. Texans reporters were stating our front seven was absolute gold. So it'll be very interesting to kind of see what happens there today. And then obviously the offensive line. What does the offensive line look like? And, how that's going to be, because besides special teams, it's the other thing that just makes me nervous as hell is the offensive line. And I think in order for us to be successful, in order for us to win, that needs to happen.
It's funny, man. Yesterday, there was a lot of video footage of Austin Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And so the same damn play, people look at it two different ways. Hey, look, Austin Jackson held his own on this bull rush. Hey, look, Austin Jackson just got bull rushed and couldn't handle it. Like, there's reports of Austin Jackson being a totally different player this year, making that leap to, a solid starter in the NFL. And then there's, other reports of Jackson getting mowed over. And so who are you going to believe? The proof is in the tape when the games start.
Hey, Mike McDaniel earlier today, talking to the press, talked about Tua Tagovailoa's availability this preseason.
Is this on? What? No, I'm just messing around.
Look at Daniel, by the way, on the left.
Going into the season without Tua having taken a snap in the preseason game.
I would probably hesitate to say that. All joking aside, I would expect to see him in the preseason. However, you know me.
Somebody take a screenshot of this and send it to me on Twitter.
I do think game reps are
so I can send it to Daniel.
Depending on where you're at in your journey for preseason, setting up the regular season. So I would expect him to play. How much and when will be determined after today for the preseason game, this next preseason game, and will probably be around the same time before Jacksonville as well.
So what you're saying is there's a chance he's gonna play or not? I'm confused by his answer.
You should be confused.
He's definitely making me confused with his answer. Do you think he needs to play? Yes. I think he needs to play. Does he need to play a half? No, but I'd like to see a couple of series this preseason. What are your thoughts about Tua playing in the preseason and when he should play?
I would expect him to get 2 or 3 series and see how it goes. I think they did this last year, right? They planned on playing him 1 series, and then he ended up playing like almost 3 or 4 series because they wanted to see the development of some plays, and it depends on what McDaniel has scripted. Like I expect him to play 2 or 3 series at least, and the third game probably a full quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you think he'll play? So you think he will play on Saturday, at least a series or 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's going to get a majority of the snaps? Mike White again?
After Tua, it'll be split 50-50. I think so. This is something I was discussing yesterday. Mike White was brought in to be Tua's backup and possible replacement if Tua goes down with injury, right? He's proven that he can win games in the AFC East, and by and large, he's looked pretty damn good in training camp. But Skylar Thompson is somebody who they like and they want to continue investing in. And Mike's on a 2-year contract. Who knows what's going to happen with Tua after the season? Either he gets extended or we're looking for another quarterback. And you keep developing Skylar Thompson to at least be the stopgap until you get another quarterback if Tua is not the man, next year. And so I think Skylar gets as many snap opportunities as Mike White is what I'm trying to say.
I think that the Dolphins really like Mike White a lot because you look at those first 3 drives between the 20s last Friday, he looked good. Now,
yeah, but he couldn't get the fucking ball in the red zone, and that pissed me off.
And Jet fans were stating that was his problem last year. So what needs to change? How does he made some bad mistakes in the red zone on Friday? What were some of the things that you saw in the red zone for him that he needs to work on?
Execution. It was making the right read and putting the ball in the place. And also, I think they ran the ball that first or second time that they were in the red zone. I think it was the first time they ran the ball 3 times, from the 8-yard line. And the holes just weren't there. It's just, so the run blocking's got to be better. It has more to do with, what's happening up front than it does, behind center.
Yeah, I think that the Dolphins, for me, Mike White clearly, in my opinion, is the number 2. And it's not even close. I understand what somebody in the chat is saying, but he just looks far and away better. Now, with that being said, why hasn't Skylar looked as good as he did last preseason or last training camp? Because the reviews are not glowing for him this preseason the way they were last year.
That's on the player. I couldn't answer that question. I'd say Skylar has had his moments in training camp so far this year, just not as many as Mike has. I think that's a fair assessment.
That is a fair assessment. I would definitely agree with that. I think that for me, it's
because he's ass.
Trucker Sean says that. Shout out to Trucker Sean. All right, Miami Sports Music's number 1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is day 2 of joint practice. We have some people live there that'll be joining us, hopefully, here later on this morning. And I know after we will definitely get a couple live hits from TD, as well as the other person that is there. So it'll be good to see. One of the things that I want to talk about or discuss today is the tight end room. Tight end room, something that has been, people are saying we don't have tight ends. People are saying, the tight ends we have are crap. And I've told everybody that for me, the tight end room is exactly what Mike McDaniel wants right now. He's got the guys he wants in there. And if he wanted somebody that had some talent, he would have kept Gesicki. Gesicki would have stayed in a Dolphins uniform. What are your thoughts about the tight end room?
I think Mike McDaniel has this type of tight ends he wants in for his offense. And it's painfully obvious that Gesicki, his skill set didn't fit this offense, nor could he block worth a damn. And shout out to Mike Gesicki, who's just got injured this week and may not
dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah, might not be available to till the first game. So hopefully he heals up because he is a good dude. But I mean, you see the role so far in camp of the tight ends, and they're not the first, second, third, fourth, or even the fifth option on the offense. Like they're there to block, they're there to downfield block, and and be a safety outlet for this offense. And when plays are designed for a tight end to perhaps be the target, it's going to be Ingold or Durham Smythe in the red zone. You're not looking for Travis Kelce to, a Travis Kelce type tight end that's going to, be your first or second option, in the passing game. And that's what Mike Gesicki brought to the table for Tua in his first, in Gesicki's first year.
I agree with that. Durham Smythe is somebody that to me is going to take a step up this year. I fully expect, but I also think you'll see a lot of two tight end sets, just like we saw last year. And somebody who's had an injury last year and still played was Alec Ingold. And I think Alec Ingold is set up for a very successful year this year. And I think you're going to see him in the backfield. You're going to see him at the tight end. You're going to see him as maybe even a wideout in some situations. But Alec Ingold is going to be such an X factor for this offense this year. And I need people to realize, because he doesn't have a broken hand now, he's going to go off. And
no, he's got some of the best hands of any receiver in Dolphins camp. He blocks and he's a great team guy. And he's healthy this year. So I couldn't agree with you more. I think we talked about it last week. Alex Ingold is a big part of this offense.
All right, while we're waiting, we're going to take your questions for Cameron and I. If you guys have a question, guys, put it in the chat with the hashtag Ask Steven or Ask Cameron. Either one is fine. We'll both.
Level 2, you live in the gulag.
And so, yeah, if you guys want to get your questions answered, put it in the chat, and we will answer it for you because I know you guys got some questions too. What do you want to talk about? There was a couple of things you said you wanted to talk about this morning. What did you want to get into?
We touched on a few of the things, man, but it's just more or less having to do with the whole atmosphere and analyzation of this team and how everyone loves to jump to conclusions off one day of practice, man. Like I said, it's come game one, we'll know who the 53 is. We'll have the best team on the field. And listen, the pressure for me is on Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on them. I would definitely agree with that. Realist Miami Dolphins YouTube channel says, whose defense is better, Jets defense or ours?
Well, we don't know about the Dolphins defense because we got a new coordinator, and on paper they stack up with the best of them, in the league. But until we see what Vic Fangio does, which I want to ask you a question because it does bring up another thing I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. But until we see, Vic Fangio's defense on game day in week one, we're not going to know the answer.
I think for me, I think people need to realize, and it's been talked about in a lot of circles, but I want to remind people, the defense that we saw last year from the Jets that did well, 90% of that was against second or third string quarterbacks. They played a lot of third string quarterbacks last year, including ours, twice. So it's, yes, they did some good stuff, and I don't want to knock them or deny them. And I think their defense is good. I'll even say legit. It's going to be a really good defense. Sauce is one of the best players at his position in all of the NFL. That rookie McKinley, the defensive end wearing number 99, he looks like he's going to be a monster. And there's a lot to like as far as just players are concerned there. But I think we have a great defense, great foundation. The players there are going to be amazing. Jalen Phillips is in for such a big season. And the one thing Atlanta said and Houston said from yesterday is the Dolphins' defensive front seven is going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Dude, you got to remember, too, they get a fully healthy Emmanuel Ogbah back, who you missed the last half of last season. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
We have Melvin Ingram on the opposite side of Jalen Phillips for most of snaps last year. You know, like Ogbah is a clear upgrade, and Seiler and Wilkins and Davis in the middle, and Brandon Pilley has been playing well, and I think is going to provide a good backup for this defensive line. But the what I'm really excited about is some of these guys that are going to fill in for the secondary for these guys who are injured, right? Like this Keandre Smith, the undrafted free agent from Kentucky, he's been opening some eyes, man. You watch out for this kid. If he continues his progressions and his ascent in this camp, he could be playing some really meaningful minutes or meaningful snaps, I should say, for this defense.
Yeah, look, I'm excited to see where it goes. And one person for me that I think is going to be really, really good is Elijah Campbell. I really like the kid. I think he's got stuff that are just going to be really, really good. All right, Adam Beasley, couple seconds ago, just said this is Noah Igbinoghene on a one-on-one against Nico Collins.
Your starter.
Yep. And so let me put
your
this
starter,
here.
Steven. Your starting defensive back opposite of Xavier Howard. Look. That's not Noah.
Put me up on the screen.
That's not Noah. Go back there.
That is Noah. Don't tell me that's not Noah. Are you kidding me?
That's Eli Apple.
That ain't no Eli Apple, sir. That is Noah Igbinoghene. Okay? Go look again. That man got cooked. Okay, look. I know this is practice, and I know my man Cameron just came up here and said, this is practice, man. This ain't the game. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I do not want to hear a damn thing about Noah Igbinoghene.
Your starter.
Being a starter, being part of this defense this year. Don't come up to me and say that. Don't even hint at it.
I can't wait to see your head explode.
Nothing about it. I don't want to hear about Noah. The only Noah I want to talk about is Noah's Ark. And even then, I'm sure that Noah would have left Noah Igbinoghene off the boat, okay? Because I'm just telling you right now, trash, foul 13, throw it away, Kobe, all that needs to go. Needs to go.
Level, like, seriously, that wasn't Noah.
That was 9.
Look at it again. Don't make me get on Twitter.
That's Adam Beasley.
Where's the number there? I don't see the number. Anyway, your head's going to explode when the week 1 depth chart comes out and Noah's the starting quarterback.
I will lose my mind.
I can't wait.
Lose my mind. Absolutely lose it. Omar, this is Omar Kelly's reaction to it, by the way. Oh man, like yeah, he doesn't deserve to be on it. I'm sorry. He just doesn't. He doesn't deserve to be on an NFL roster. I just can't. There's nothing about him that. And people try to justify him being on the roster too. And that's what makes me even more insane about it, Cameron. Like, there's no need for it, man. Spliff on Twitter says, there's the Noah I remember. He's getting killed on social media right now. He is getting cooked. Just straight cooked. All right. Level 2 noob says that was Eli. Well, yeah, he doesn't even deserve a practice squad spot. Facts. Noah Igbinoghene just got roasted by Nico Collins. Tell Adam Beasley to share. Man, come on, man. It's insane. It's absolutely. I don't know what to tell you other than this team is. If they have to rely on Noah to be their guy, then it don't look good. It don't look good at all. 6193 ASNF. Ask Steve, why do teams address the O-line issue a lot faster than Miami does?
$1 million question.
If I had the answer to that, 6193, I think we should go play the lottery. Here's my opinion of the situation. Most GMs around the NFL understand that the game is won and lost in the trenches. And I think Greer understands this too. But Greer has whiffed on a lot of picks on the offensive side of the line. And there are some people that have made the argument to me, and I denied it at first, and I'm split on it now, that he has this pride thing that I drafted these guys, they're going to work out. Like, he's going to stick with the guys that he drafted because he wants it to work out.
I think it has less to do with pride and more to do with how he allocates the money on this team.
I hope that you're right.
Look at all the draft capital he used for first, second, and third round draft picks for this offensive line. And those guys were instantly put into starting positions.
This is Stingley versus Eric Ezukama on a one-on-one.
Easy E is somebody I want to see have a great week because I think
intercepted. I don't know who threw that, but it was an interception.
That was Skylar.
That was definitely Skylar. It was probably Skylar. We're gonna say that it was Skylar for Pete. I don't know who threw that, but it wasn't a good pass.
But seriously, so going back to your question, so this is how Greer,
Mike White, number 14. Mike White. Yeah, Mike White threw that.
Yeah, it's how that's how Greer builds his team from a salary standpoint and where he allocates the money he has to spend. So you got Tyreek Hill, you signed Tyreek Hill. Before that you traded for Cedric Wilson. You have Mostert and all these guys he brought in as free agents, and you drafted very high Austin Jackson, Robert Hunt, Michael Dieter, Liam Eichenberg, who you traded up for, in the hopes that these guys would develop into starting offensive linemen, right?
Cater Kahoo.
No. We're talking about the offensive line.
No. Cater Kahoo here. I'm sorry.
Here.
Yep. Go ahead. I'm listening.
And so I think that's the answer. It really is. It's all about how Greer built this team in terms of salary allocation.
It's definitely going to be good. I think that, or it's definitely. Let me take that back because I'm doing two things at once here. It's going to be interesting to see how Chris Greer addresses this moving forward, because here's the reality of the situation. If this offensive line, who I believe is average at best, okay, at best,
fair,
doesn't excel in the beginning of the season, and they're the reason that we're probably, if we are losing games, that they would be. I have to think that he knows his ass is on the hot seat. He has to know that, right? If the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this year, he's gone. That's the way I look at it.
I think if they don't make the playoffs this year, there's going to be more than Greer just gone.
I think they'll clean house. And whoever will come in will get their fair pick of first round picks, because we'll trade all these great players away for first round picks, and we'll gut it and do it all over again. God forbid, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. But I have to believe that would be what would happen if that comes to fruition.
I mean, into the offensive line, listen, Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg were drafted high to be week 1 starters. Robert Hunt was a 3rd or 5th round draft pick who happens to be the best one out of them all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and look, they got this Ryan Hayes this year out of the 7th round who, is having a strong camp. Not that he say he's going to start or anything, or he may not even make the team, but it's a crapshoot. But if you're investing those high round draft picks, those guys have to work out, and they just haven't.
If you guys have a question, put it in the chat and we will answer it for you. We're trying to bring you live coverage right now of training camp one-on-one. Realist Miami Dolphins YouTube channel says that's the real reason I'm mad, because we had a chance to get top 5 quarterbacks with this roster, but everybody's in soap opera love fest with this Hawaiian quarterback.
It's funny, and we talked about this, and it's a fair statement that he brings up, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. But listen, what Tua did at Alabama was special. The traits he had are special, and he has the ability to take this team with the roster how it's constructed to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
If he does that this season, then all of this is moot point.
Exactly. I agree. At minimum, the AFC Championship game.
I agree.
Minimum. Trey Hendricks asked, if Mike McDaniel's the play caller, what does Frank Smith actually do? You want to take this one?
He's the offensive coordinator who let's put it this way. He manages the other assistant coaches on the offensive side, basically. Right?
Xavier Howard here, by the way. Go ahead.
Mike McDaniel implements the game plans on game day. They all together construct the game playbook. Mike McDaniel has the final say and control of the game day plays. But Frank Davis manages this. And if you watch the team practices, if you watch the scrimmages, if you watch the preseason game, Frank Smith's the one who's directing the offense in terms of putting the personnel on the field, communicating with the position coaches. He is the offensive coordinator in the truest sense of the word. Mike McDaniel is the play caller.
He 100% most definitely is. I think that here's the other thing too, and I want you to remember this from your question as well. One of the reasons that Matt Applebaum is no longer the offensive line coach and Butch Berry is because last year Frank Smith had to sit in on the offensive line meetings because Matt Applebaum wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. All right. And so he said he brought in Butch Berry because of his prior working relationship with them in San Francisco. And he knew he felt more comfortable with leaving him in a room alone with the offensive linemen to teach them what they need to do to be a better offensive line. So let's be fair. If the offensive line is any better this year, I think it'll be a direct result of Butch Berry having an impact on the roster or on the line, because you get rid of Matt Applebaum to bring in Butch Berry so that Frank Smith can then step out of those meetings so that he can focus more in on the the development of the game plan from week to week and being more of an asset for McDaniel rather than his time being taken away to the offensive line. And I think that'll play a big part too.
The adage, you're only as strong as your weakest link, applies to coaches too. And to your point, if a coach isn't doing the job he's expected to do, then you need to make a change.
Here we got Cater Kahoo versus receiver here. Staying with him step for step. I like it.
Yeah, there was no room to catch that ball.
No, but even if there was, Cater was
that's what I'm saying. Like the Cater put the position and he used the sideline to his advantage a little bit better there. And
do you expect him to have a better season than last year? And he had a great year, rookie year.
I expect all rookies all rookies from last year have better seasons this year. That's the expectation we should have. So yes, Cater Kahoo had an exceptional year as an undrafted free agent and played a lot of starter minutes because of injury, but it's proven to be a wise investment because he played really well and he's showing that he belongs in the league. Xavier Howard at the beginning of training camp 2 weeks ago, pointed to Cater as the position player that he thinks is going to make the biggest leap.
Cam Smith is participating today in drills. In fact, he was out there this morning so far.
Who's that? Cam Smith?
Cam Smith. Red jersey.
I watched the replay of the game where he
in a red non-contact jersey.
Where he injured that shoulder, man. It was Cam Smith's a slight guy, you know that?
Dude, this kid I think is, you talk about being happy about Devon A-Chain. I'm excited for this kid, Cam Smith. I think he's going to be a monster.
Absolutely. I think they got two really, really good, high-quality starters in this draft. And, that's a third thing that's Twitter warfare since Sunday or Saturday's game. Who is Greer drafted and why is he the worst GM ever? Because
he's not the worst GM ever. He's
Listen, I know that. I'm just saying what I'm seeing on, the Twitter.
On Dolphins Twitter, everybody wants to melt down and lose their mind anyway. All right, let's look at some of these other questions here.
Emotional damage.
I'm trying to go through the chats here. Bear with me. I don't understand Dolphin fans downplaying Tua, but we'll call Matt Moore a great Dolphins quarterback. It's comical. They do. That's a factual statement there.
Matt Moore won a playoff game.
He did do that.
I don't recall the last Dolphin quarterback that did.
Diggum Smack says, I think Greer. Well, Matt Moore didn't win it for us, but he won it for somebody else. It wasn't for us.
He sure did.
Diggum Smack says, I think Greer not going after big name O linemen is because our O linemen are told to forget everything they know. So why pay a big name who can become a big name playing differently?
Huh?
I think Greer not going after big name O linemen is because our offensive linemen are told to forget everything they know. So why pay a big name who became a big name playing differently?
So I understand. I understand now, like, because of the system we run, like I understand and kind of agree. Like the offensive lineman that is available, like Dalton Risner, right? Is he a good fit for this offensive scheme? And I think that's what this guy's trying to say is that, not every offensive lineman that's available would be a good fit for this scheme. That makes sense.
Emmanuel Agba.
Beast.
Sack all day. Unless the quarterback stepped up into the pocket.
So what does Agba do that's really good, right?
Rush the quarterback, obviously.
No. He sets a vicious edge, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips, it's probably it's a very underrated part of his game that we don't recognize is how good he is at setting the edge.
Yes, I agree.
So my point is that last year we didn't really have that on that opposite side. And this year you're going to see a healthy Agba and an elevated Jalen Phillips allowing, some Chubb action, some Wilkins up the middle, Van Ginkel off the edge to get in the backfield a little bit more often than we did last year.
Travis Wingfield tweeting, Julian Hill snags a high five ball, think Tua to Gesicki in Baltimore, taps the toes right in front of McDaniel, so close, in fact, that he knocked McDaniel's shades off. The rookie courteously picked them up and returned them to the head coach, who was very fired up about the play. This is a Cam Smith. Pass block. Let me make it bigger. Man, ooh. Cam Smith, in a red non-contact jersey, still out here making plays.
He what he does very well is break on the ball. It is his instincts they stand out. He's going to get his share of INTs in his career.
Trey Hendrick says, not a question, but Mike McDaniel needs to step up this year. His play calling cost us a few games last year. So Cameron and I, speaking of this statement, were in New York last year for the MetLife takeover. And that same day we went and saw the Mets Padres playoff game that night in New Shea Stadium, and or whatever it's called now, Citi Field. And on the way there, I had not put this into context yet for me, because I had said, look, I'm giving the guy the benefit of the doubt. It's his rookie year. And I still feel that way. But Cameron, why don't you kind of explain to them kind of what you told me that day in the car, but also, what your thoughts is about McDaniel's play calling from last year as well.
I don't remember that conversation.
You don't remember that conversation? You're making me look like a fool out here, man. No,
I remember the 3-hour ride. But
yeah, it was.
Didn't we talk about
McDaniel's 45 minutes?
We talked about his evolution as a play caller, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But I also think Mike, I think I talked about Mike McDaniel's how he processes the game, and it was clearly an issue, and something he addressed before training camp is something that he needs to work on, is getting the plays in a more timely fashion, right?
God damn it.
Noah with the interception.
Potential problem for the Dolphins. Teron Armstead limping off the field after favoring his right leg, hurt on a running play, was on the ground after it happened. If this is an issue, what do the Dolphins do to address this? Is there something that they can do? Everybody's very quiet right now because we're all hoping that he's okay.
He's the one player this team cannot afford to lose.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Seriously.
NFL's Lit says, respectfully, that's Armstead's entire career. You sign injury-prone players. Don't be surprised when they're injured. He'll be fine by opening day. Armstead went down. Yep.
And I stand corrected. Matt Moore never won a playoff game. He got us to the playoffs.
Give that man a Snickers, for God's sakes, man, as Chill said. Daniel Yafusi said 11 on 11 portion of practice. Teron Armstead was on the first play of drills, but fell to the ground and was slow to get up. He walked off to the side with the trainer to get his right leg checked out. This all occurred on the running play to his side. Daniel goes on to further talk about. Man, oh man. I don't know what to say.
Listen,
this is not good.
Nothing to say. Nothing to say. Don't get upset until after practice and we see what's going on.
But let's dive into it. I mean, if he is hurt, do they? I mean, what do they do? They have to address it. Do you trade for somebody? Do you?
Next man up.
There's nobody else. There's nobody else. There's nobody else.
Kendall Lamb is your man. Kendall Lamb.
You know how I was getting mad at TD for sounding the alarms yesterday, and there was no reason to. If Teron Armstead is down for any significant period of time, yes, sound the alarms, fire the drills, DECCOM 5, Chris Greer, get on the phone.
And this is why you didn't pay Dalvin Cook.
Teron Armstead's pads are off. He's sitting on the trainer's table near the sidelines.
Listen, that guy shouldn't even been on the training field this whole training camp.
I'm so depressed right now.
Wait until the post. Let's see what the report says later in the day. It could be much, but nothing, man.
Ferrio's getting deep in these practices, runs to the post, and Tua drops a dime for a big gain, 40 yards or so. Travis Wingfield just tweeted.
That's right. Switch the subject. Tell us something good.
I'm trying to. Nobody else is talking about anything else. Is your boy going to call in?
I don't know. I text him. He hasn't texted me back yet.
So send him the link. Just tell him to hop on.
I did.
Rashad said, why the F was he in?
My point.
Stephen D at left tackle will take you to the Super Bowl, Q. Yeah, I'm going to say no. That's not going to work. No way his 32-year-old ass is going to hold up, Suedo Spike says.
Kendall Lamb.
Dolphins Twitter is going to go into full meltdown. I just want
full meltdown.
Full meltdown. I'm melting down here. This is not good.
Automatically scouring the unsigned free agent tackles available. Listen, if it is, listen, hypothetically speaking, what would you rather see, Steven?
Mm-hmm.
Let me pose this question to you. If Teron
Nico Collins just beat Eli Apple for a 65-yard touchdown on a slant. Nobody
Eli
at Apple will help him beat. That's a problem.
Eli Apple is not making this 53. Telling you this right now.
Well, Noah better not make the 53 either.
Noah's going to be a starter, buddy.
All right, go ahead and ask the question that you were about to ask. I'm depressed right now.
I can see it.
What
would you rather in the event that Teron Armstead has to go on the injury reserve or isn't available for the first half of the season, let's say, first 8 games, what would you rather see? Chris Greer go out and sign a tackle or trade for a tackle, not knowing who that is? Or would you rather see Robert Hunt move to the tackle position and Liam Eichenberg starting?
Oh, God, no. I'm going to say hell no to the second option.
What about Isaiah? What about Isaiah Wynn?
You know, I'm high up on Isaiah Wynn from what I have heard.
Why?
Because from what I have heard from people that are at practices, the beat reporters, Daniel Oyefusi, Isaiah's looked decent.
You know, he's missed more games than Teron Armstead the last 2 years.
I'm just telling you, I hear you. I got you. What do I think will happen and what will happen are two different things. What I want to happen is for him to get on the phone, give up an asset that we have. I don't know who that might be, and trade somebody to get a real offensive tackle in here. But that's not going to happen, which means we're probably going to be stuck with Dalton Risner, DJ Fluker.
The guard. Don't say Fluker because he would have been signed.
He should have been signed already. I still think he should be.
If he was worthy to be signed, he would have already been signed.
Can we bring Brandon Shell out of retirement?
Brandon Shell played really well last year.
I'm so mad he retired.
He played well enough. Let's put it that way.
I don't exactly know. This is Level 2 Noob's tweet. Let me just post this on here. Liam Eichenberg hearing Armstead is done for the day. God, don't let that be the case. Do not let that be the case. Boy, man, I just feel like the wind just got knocked out of the Dolphins if he's hurt. In any way, shape, or form. Did everybody shut up about linemen? Did everybody shut up about a lineman going down? Yes, man. This is real. This is our season depends on this. Okay. In my opinion, it does. I agree with you. I think Teron Armstead's the one person that just cannot be hurt for an extended period of time. Another wide receiver goes down in the NFL. Colts wide receiver Ashton Dulin tore his ACL. I'm telling you, the more wide receivers that go down, the more likely it is Cedric Wilson can get traded. Tua just completed back-to-back passes to Braxton Berrios and Tyreek Hill that went for both big gains. We are not a Super Bowl team, like I said, if we are dependent on one offensive lineman. What do you think about that?
I disagree with that. That offensive lineman makes the whole offensive line better. Like it's a domino effect, and it's proven.
When he's in there,
Dalton Risner.
What about Dalton?
I'm just looking at the free agents I'm still available. You know who the best tackle available out there is according to NFL trade rumors?
Is it a former Miami Dolphin?
Yes.
Who
didn't play a snap here? Taylor Lewan. Taylor Lewin. However you say his name.
You think Taylor Lewan, he's making way too much money doing the podcast stuff, and he's probably out of shape. So, I don't know.
I'm just telling you who's the best available out there.
He has not retired yet.
Eric Fisher. He was also on our team. Eric Fisher is still available.
Yeah, because he was a good use of money spent.
Jason Peters at 41 years old is still available.
Dalton Risner is going to be a Colt by the end of the day.
I'm not even looking to see if Noob said that.
Noob did say that. Gabriel Sosa said, ask Stephen D, why are we not talking about the tail that Rodgers has, his short arms and fake handoff on play actions? Because Aaron Rodgers is a 4-time MVP of this league. And until somebody can stop it, nobody's going to question it. Let's be real. I mean, Tua's not proven anything in this league yet. Anything of significance. So everything's going to get scrutinized and overanalyzed. And rightfully so. But you're not going to do that to Aaron Rodgers, who won a Super Bowl in this league and a 4-time MVP of this league. Just not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Put up Gabriel's comment.
Can we just make a switch at the practice and give us a Tunzel jersey? Straight facts. Straight facts. Please let we know that they're there. Hey, look, man. This is how it'll go. He went down. Greer's there. The Houston Texans GM is there. And this, all right, look, you saw what just happened, right? All right. So you got us bent over. What do you want for Tunzel? What do you want?
Welcome to Overreaction Thursday on Clock Blockers.
What do you want for Tunzel? What? Look, we'll trade you our Tunstall for your Tunzel. Fair trade. Trust me. It'll be a fair trade for you.
Jarrell Cotton, please. Your number is up. Jarrell Cotton, please report to the starting tackle position.
No, Lester Cotton. Lester
Cotton. Terrell Cotton. Just goes to show you how important he is.
All right, I'm going to drop the link in here for the last 40 minutes of the show, and we'll come up one at a time, and you guys can ask your questions or give us your thoughts or give us your depressing thoughts about this whole situation. Right now, there's no update on Armstead. Armstead did leave. He took off the pads at practice, and they didn't say he went. Oh,
don't say it. Don't say it. The cart
is out on the field for Teron Armstead. So our season just yeah.
I hate doing it. I might do it. Robert Hunt, your new starting tackle. He played there well in his rookie season.
I don't know what to say right now. I'm so depressed, guys. I know I'm supposed to be hosting a show. I'm trying. This one hurts.
Kendall Lamb, new starter.
Like, this is the only thing I wanted was just they could have bad practices, but stay fucking healthy.
Oh, I know we banished the swear jar, but Steven, control yourself. Oh, Tua's gonna get killed.
I'm not in a good place right now. This is not good. And nobody's tweeting anymore. Like, they stopped tweeting about practice, all the beat reporters.
Because they're in the same instant depression that we are. I'm gonna
Joe Robbie tweeted this, Teron Armstead at the training table.
Yeah.
I'm just so depressed right now. I don't mean to make you guys come here for your hopium. And I think we have a bad batch of hopium today. Bad batch. Can you answer why he was practicing anyway? No, I cannot. Cannot answer that, man. This is not good. This is not good. About to return my Chargers ticket. I'm done, Bobby Supreme said.
Hey, you know who could play right tackle?
Dolphins, Teron Armstead just got taken off on a cart, spending several minutes on the side, did not put any weight on his right leg. Fucking done.
Oh, stop it, Steven.
I mean,
Stop it. Just give it a chance.
the one guy that we could not fucking lose, we lost.
Nico Collins carving him up.
Bob Young says, "Can we talk tennis now?" Let's just trade Wilkins, get a first, and prepare for next year, Kevin Lee says.
Jesus Christ. Overreaction Thursday.
When Tehran was out, we were abysmal last season. Might be a meniscus tear like Ramsey.
Stop it, everybody.
If you go back through, I know everybody's pissed off, but I have said since they signed him that he should not practice.
This is true. I agree.
Well, you can agree all you want.
Put that man in bubble wrap.
Oh my God. Like, why did this happen live on air? Adam Beasley said Teron Armstead did put sneakers on before they put him on the cart, but didn't extend his right leg while doing so.
Could be a strain. And who knows?
They took him off on a cart, Cameron.
So they don't want him to put weight on the leg. You have to understand.
They took him off on a freaking cart, Cameron.
Listen, they took Sanders off on a cart last week, and it was just a strain. It's like, just relax, everybody.
I hope that I'm overreacting. I pray that I'm overreacting. But we're Dolphins fans, man. This is the shit that fucking happens to us every fucking year. God.
It's part of the NFL, Steven. We traded for an all-pro in Armstead who has a severe injury history. The real is, like, if any of us in here, including you and me, expected Teron Armstead to play 17 games this year, you are smoking the good shit. I'd rather have it done now and he miss games now and be healthy for the last half of the season than it happened in game 4 and he misses the rest of the season.
What do you want, Lewis?
Lewis. First of all, Lewis, what's up, my brother?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
No, the fuck it is not a good morning.
Lewis, it's an exceptional morning.
A terrible fucking morning.
We're upright and sucking air. If our tackle gets injured, next man up, bro.
That's where I'm at.
We've been saying that for fucking 20 years. Don't give me that bullshit.
If you are putting your Super Bowl hopes on the shoulders of a tackle who is injured perpetually, then you need to realign your expectations for this team.
It is not a beautiful day in Zamunda, Suedo Spike. Correct.
Anyway,
what do you want, Lewis?
How you doing, Lewis, my brother?
Lewis, you're on mute. You're on mute, Lewis. Hello. Lewis might be working.
I just came up here I ride with Liam Eichenberg. That's who I ride with.
Are you part of Eichenberg Lewis, stop getting off mute. Are you working? Is that what you're doing?
Hey, you know who they can try out at tackle, Steven?
Huh?
You know who they could try out at tackle?
I don't know.
Noah.
Might as well. Can't play any fucking worse.
At least he's healthy.
Hello, Trey. What's up, Trey?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It sucks, Trey.
What up, Trey?
Bro, I'm trying not to be the typical Dolphins fan and overreact.
I'm not ever like that, but today I'm gonna fucking be like that. I'm so pissed off, Trey.
I just feel like nothing ever goes our way. Like this franchise is cursed, bro. But I have heard good things about Kendall Lamb if he steps up in that left tackle role. I just hope the Armstead injury isn't too serious, you know.
He got taken off on a cart.
I'm trying to be an optimist, man.
Stop being an optimist and be a Dolphins fan. Come down to this level, okay? Because that's where we've lived for the last 20 years.
Steven's going to be on the couch all afternoon with a box of tissues.
Bob Young says, I vote to make this another drinking show. I got shit to do, Bob. I can't.
But nothing ever goes our way. Like, first, Ramsey gets injured, and he's going to be out for a while. I'm still trying to be positive. And then this Armstead injury happens, and it's just like, damn.
Are the Dolphins cursed?
No.
You can say no, but it's a legit argument.
Level 2 noob can attest with me. You haven't even come close to being a fan of a franchise that's cursed.
Price went up on hope. You're right, S. Harris. It did.
Sure is. 108 years.
Nobody donated today. Nobody hit the like button. And Teron Armstead went down. Life is just... All right, Trey. Is there anything else, Trey? I got somebody else in the back room, Trey. I love you.
I'm about to leave
Hey,
you.
quick question.
Yeah.
As of right now, how do you feel about our playoff hope?
As of right now, Steven, as of right now, they're going 0-17, according to Steven Daniels.
Playoffs? Playoffs? We're just trying to win a fucking game, and you want to talk to me about playoffs?
Oh, my God. Hey, man, I appreciate it, y'all. Y'all take it easy, man.
Have a great day, bro.
Papa Paul with his $2 donation. Speaking of Papa Paul, thank you for the $2 donation, Papa Paul.
Try to help out where I can, Stephen. You just got to breathe.
I don't want to breathe.
Breathe. Look, brother. Greer just needs to get on the phone and call up Reisner.
Hey, sir, Papa, you're my guy. But Dalton Risner, if Teron is down, is still not the.
What else we got to do? Breathe, Stephen. Breathe.
I can't, man. Like, he is the one guy that we could not afford to get hurt.
Okay,
but he's always hurt. So your expectation, man, you get like. It's unfair for you, Steven, to expect this man to play 17 games. Papa Paul, tell him. He needs to take 2 shots.
2 shots of tequila and call me in the morning. You can't depend on Teron Armstead to play 17 games. He never has.
Agreed. Hey, Paul, it's good to see you, Steven. I got to jump.
Cameron, I love you.
I'm gonna leave you on this island with your box
Cameron,
of Kleenex.
Life is over as we know it. Okay.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna walk out this office door, and I'm not even gonna think about Teron Armstead.
Don't come to me talking about no hopium. Nope. Don't do it. I ain't got it.
You know what? No hopium. You know what? No hopium sounds like, Steven? Noah.
What? Noah hope. I see what you did there. It's pretty close. I love you. Get out of here. Anything else, Papa Paul?
No, Steve. You got to take the good with the bad. We know how it is.
You got to take the good. Can you let me know when good shows up, please? Because I've been waiting 20 years for good. Like, here's the reality, Papa Paul. You're just a couple of years older than me. Just a couple. Okay, just a little bit. Okay. I'm 35 as of this past Sunday, which means since I was 11 years old, I was 11 years old. And I don't really remember those first 10 years. Like, let's be real. Like, I'm a kid at 10. My dad liked the team. It was cool, you know. But, like, I fell in love with this team when I was 12, 11, 12, and 13, right when this losing started. Okay? And I don't know what winning is. I'd like to know. I would love to know what winning's like. I've never seen a playoff win. I've been to a playoff game. Watched them get killed in Pittsburgh. Sure did. Sure did. Yep. Sure fucking did.
I understand your feelings. I mean, I got you by more than 2 decades.
Just a couple decades. Just a couple.
But our defense is going to really help us pull this through. I'm still saying that our defense is going to come up, step up in the first 4 to 5 games and make their point of who we are. Our offense, whoever we have for backup, depth, they got to step up. They got to play like they are number one. I know it's frustrating because you got to remember last year at the same time, we started our season opening game with 18 injured players. Not all of them out for the season or anything like that, but there was 18 injured players when we started last year. In one way or another, they were injured.
Hey, hold on one second, Papa Paul. This was on Twitter, and I'm sure I haven't heard it yet, but I'm sure this is exactly how I feel inside. How all of us probably feel.
I'm crossing the road. I hope a car fucking hits me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Fuck! Fuck! This fucking team can't get a fucking break.
Facts.
Fuck!
Facts, Nikki. I mean, you feel how I feel.
Why? Why our fucking best left tackle, our best offensive lineman, carted off the fucking field?
Well, we won't know
That's
until
what I get for opening my big
MRI.
fat fuck! Move the fucking stadium off that burial ground tonight! Tonight! I can't take this shit anymore! Fuck!
So, yep, I feel the same way. It's about how I feel. Thank you for the $20 donation. I'm like ready to cry. Like I'm hurting, man. I am hurting inside right now.
Yeah, it's going to be okay, Steven.
It's not. It's not going to be okay because you know what? I've been selling y'all this bag of hopium, and I'm sure I'll get a new supply of hopium here real soon. I'm sure I will. But right now, right the fuck now,
I understand. I understand. I feel you, brother.
This is typical Dolphin shit. Like this is, I love this team. There is nothing I love more in this world than this fucking team. Don't tell my wife and my kids that. There is nothing I love more than this team. And they just completely ripped my heart out. Year after year after year after year.
I'm with you on that. I truly am. I truly am. It sucks. You're going to get me just. I'm trying to be the positive side of this, but you're going to get me just.
There is no positive to this, good sir. There's none. There's none. This is the absolute worst fucking scenario for the Dolphins. The worst.
Pretty much, yeah. But if we can overcome it, then it makes us that much better of a team.
I am not going to hold my breath for that right now.
No, because you'll be the blue guy in the corner.
All right, man. I got some other people, Papa Paul. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no, anytime. I appreciate you having me on. Peace, love, and fins up, brother.
On the person, I don't know what to do right now. I'm just so every fucking year, I get ready for this team. Every year. Since I was a kid. I can remember living in North Carolina, being the only fucking Dolphins fan there, and just feeling, oh man, football season's here. The Dolphins are this awesome. Like, I just repping my team. Nobody else where I lived in Gates County, North Carolina. Nobody. Love this team. We gonna do something this year. This is the year. Since I was 11 years old, I've been preaching that this is the year. 11. I'm a grown-ass man now. My son is 9. I've been preaching this since I was 11. Am I overreacting? Maybe. But I'm over this. I mean, just over it. I love this team. There's nothing. I love this team. Love them. But this is not good. DEFCON 5, sound the alarms. I said yesterday we shouldn't do it, but damn it, if today I'm not sounding the alarms. What's up, Will? Good morning, Will. It's not a good morning. Morning.
Steven.
I'm just going to say morning.
No. You know what, man? I just wanted to come on real quick. You know, I watch the show all the time, but I rarely come up. And, you know, I just heard this news. So I just, got out of doing something, and I just heard the Armstead situation, like literally within the last 3 minutes. So, you know, I think the horror and abject misery hasn't set in for me yet. You know, I'm still in a little bit of shock, but, you know, I'm 36, so I can really identify with you as a fan. Like, I became a huge fan in about 2002. You know, we got the DirecTV football package, started watching every game.
Yep.
And, you know, since then, I mean, you know, the ups and downs. And, like, I still remember when we got David Boston, and we're relying on him.
Oh, my God. I remember the David Boston signing.
Right?
I was like, let's go, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and then, you know, through the years, the A.J. Feelys and Sage Rosenfelses and Gus Surratt.
Brandon Marshalls.
Like, yeah, and I mean, like, but my point, the reason why I wanted to come up is just to say, like, I really feel like, bro, like, you can't foresee injuries as a whole, but, like, Greer has done way too much, I think, of relying on injury-prone players. Like, Armstead always had injury problems. I do love his talent, but he's never stayed healthy ever. You know, across the X, you know, there's other guys that I'm not thinking of, but the team's success with the big key players really hinges on these injury-prone guys, and I think that's where Greer has made a big mistake. And all in all, like I said, you know, last thing I'll say, I don't think we've addressed the offensive line enough. Like, I really like Cam Smith. I really like A-Chain. But, bro, we needed to address the offensive line really badly. I was saying this before the draft. And, like, bro, I know hindsight's 20/20, but I don't think we did enough to address the offensive line. And now it's I knew this. We were one injury away from it being really not good. And now we're really not good. So here we are. But that's why I wanted to come up, man. But thank you for letting me share.
Hey, man, that's, you know, that's what my show is here for, to let the fans share. And yeah. I'm just,
all right, bro,
I'm just here.
I
love you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you watching.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, bye-bye. Thanks.
Whoever else wants to come on, feel free. Why not? The world's over anyways. Worst thing to happen today. I have a list of them that could happen. And I'm pretty sure Teron Armstead would have been the worst thing. Like, that would have, yeah. Yep. I don't know. Ian Baller. Good morning, Ian Baller.
Hey, you said good morning instead of morning. Good morning, Steven.
I know. I'm just used to saying good morning, but it's not.
Right. I know. It sucks. It's a big blow. Obviously, Armstead as our left tackle. I think we have with Wynn at left guard, and if Austin Jackson can take a step, like people are saying, I think we have an above average offensive line with Armstead. But with Armstead, it's going to be a big blow. We don't know the extent of what it is. You're probably expecting the worst. I'm hoping that it's a little stinger, and that he should be fine at most. Maybe he'll miss a few games at the start of the season, but hopefully it's not a season ender. Like Jalen Ramsey said, we're going on a run later in the season, so yeah, hopefully he's there for that. And I guess Kendall Lame's gonna have to step up. I'm hearing good things about him in camp, but obviously camp and the regular season, two different things. So let's hope that he is good enough to be at least adequate starter. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that yet. But team. But I'm still positive about the team. I think the team's going to be really good. But obviously we got a couple of blows. But hey, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So these injuries are going to make us a stronger team. And once we get those guys back, then I don't know. It's going to be tough to stop us.
Yeah, I want to believe you. I do.
Well, we won't know till week 1, though. But yeah, you're right.
I want to, because as a Dolphins fan, I survive on hopium. Without hopium, who am I as a Dolphins fan?
Right. So if you live on hopium, then just expect it to be a minor thing. Obviously, Carter off the field is not good, but it doesn't mean that his season is ended.
We're just gonna play this song for a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. I gotta head out, but I just wanted to spread a little bit of positivity.
There's no positivity to be spread today. CM Baller, not permits to spread kind of positivity and love.
All right, no problem. Y'all have a great day.
I'll try. Just get to the part where he says what he says. I don't know if you can hear this at all. I know I'll get flagged for it. I don't care, man. What's the mat? What's the thing? I'm just waiting for the part, and then I'll bring on the next person.
Yo, cut it. I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? Forces of evil.
Yep, that's about how I feel. And now you're telling me Javon Holland is hurt? Are those facts? Both teams are on a knee because a player seemingly got seriously hurt in practice. Who is it? Is it Javon Holland? Both teams are on a knee. Javon Holland went down, and it's really bad. Both teams are on a knee. Cancel the fucking season. Just fucking cancel the season. God damn. Who is it? Is it Holland? Oh, it's Brandon Peely. Why'd y'all tell me it was Holland? Still though, just stop practice at this point. Fucking stop. No point. Brandon Peely's the one who went down. It wasn't Javon Holland. What do you want, Cap? What do you want? What do you want?
I want to lift you up, man. I want to let you know never to play that loser song again, bro.
You should never. You shouldn't lift me up. You mess up.
Oh God, Steven. Oh God.
Nope.
We'll be all right, bro.
Will not be all right.
This too shall pass. Something, man. I'm trying to lift you up. God damn, man.
Not today. Nope. Hopium don't live here. Not today.
I mean, man, I'm man. I mean, we got to play regardless, man. What do you think? You think Saturday is not going to be any worse? No, we I don't know what to think anymore, man. We just we can't blow up right now. We can't do this right now. Need you to stay strong. Give us the inside scoops. Give us the stories, man. We need you right now, bro.
I don't have nothing for you right now. I mean, this is a joke. Like, this is 100% a joke.
Oh man, I'm going to Chipotle, bro. I'll call you later.
All right, man. You go to Chipotle. Enjoy. Eat a Chipotle for me. I'm not jumping ship. This is where I'm at right now. This is where my mind is at. Hello, Canes, 1989.
Hey, Steven. How are you?
Well, I'm a Dolphins fan. So how do you think I am?
I mean, I'm in the same boat, and when I heard that, I was like, here we go.
Yep.
Same old stuff every season.
Same old stuff, man. Same old stuff.
I'm trying to stay with the positive, but at the same time, I'm like, really? We get excited, and next thing you know,
there is absolutely no positive that can come from this. None. There's none.
It's gonna be a long season, that's for sure.
Time has come for all men, and time is headed towards Chris Greer's door. Somebody just tweeted. Pretty good. I like that.
I mean, this is the same guy who said it. Said if you Jeff Lamar, fire me. The same guy. I don't know, man. All I can say is hope for the best.
I am all fresh out of hope right now. I ain't got it. No hope.
Mean, you just gotta hang tight.
Look, I'm telling you, in the coming days, I'm sure I will replenish my stock of hopium. I'm sure I will, because I'm a Dolphins fan, and I'll find the silver lining in this for some reason. I'll be like, oh no, fuck it. We'll be good. I'll find the silver lining, and I'll be back for more hope.
Hey, just keep your head up.
It's heavy. I don't want to.
I don't blame you. I mean, as a Canes and Dolphins fan, I'm pretty much used to it.
It's sad. You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
All right, Steven. You have a good
easy, man.
Rest of your day, man.
I'll try.
All right.
Be good. Do you know who's available for offensive tackles? Jesse Davis. I know he's a guard, but he's played tackle before. Maybe Jesse Davis can be our savior. Hello, Big Nick.
Bro, I hope you just venting, bro. I hope you don't mean this shit you saying, man. I hope you just venting, bro, because you too smart for that. You too informed for that, even though you let people get on this shit who's not informed and say anything. But I know you just venting right now.
I'm just so sad, Big Nick.
No, man, you ain't sad because you're an information guy. If you don't have the information, you're not finna let a lack of information determine your mood. How you gonna do that? You don't have the information to be sad. Why?
All right, you want to know why, Big Nick? And this is real talk, okay? Because it's the Dolphins' luck that the Dolphins don't have good enough luck for it not to be something serious. They don't have it. They don't have it.
Detroit, Minnesota never won, man. Come on, man. It ain't a Dolphins thing. Detroit, Minnesota never won. The Chargers never won.
Mark, you're in the back. Nope, I'm not taking no Bills Mafia today. Nope, can't do it.
No, we ain't on that shit. You right.
Nope,
you right.
Not doing it.
My bad,
Mark. I love you, buddy. I appreciate you, but nope, not today. Not today.
I can't let y'all come from my boy Chris Greer, man. In 2018, what was the team, or was it 19? 2019, what was the team that the commentators, Chris Sims and Stephen A. and everybody in the national media, sports media was saying need to be investigated for unsafe work conditions on the football field? Which team was that?
I don't know.
They were saying the Miami Dolphins should be investigated for what Chris Greer did with putting an unsafe work environment. The 5 and 11 year. The 5 and 11 year, Brian Flores' first year, they were saying investigate the Miami Dolphins because they're putting an unsafe work environment on the field because these are not NFL players. Fast forward to 2023, Miami Dolphins have a top 5 roster. And you guys are saying fire Chris Greer?
If we don't win a playoff game, minimum at this point, it's for nothing. It's for absolutely nada. Doesn't mean anything.
How do you like the chance? How do you like your 1 in 32 chance, man? Do you think that's a favorable odd for you, 1 in 32?
At the moment, I don't think we have one if we do not address the offensive line. I'm telling you, I do not have faith in this O-line.
Okay. Hey, you know what? They haven't proven it to you yet. They haven't proven it to you yet. Right. And so I can get out.
Wrong. Make me out to be a liar. Please. Make me out to be somebody who doesn't know nothing. I
can get out. I can get on with the way you fan on that because they haven't proven that to you. However, the reason I chose not to be in that same dilemma is because I gotta defer to the experts. And the experts are the ones that are around these guys every day and have a lot more information than I do.
Let me tell you something right now. If we find out that he tore an ACL or he's out for the year or he messed up the knee that he just had surgery on, just shoot me.
You know what? I'm laughing.
Just put me out my misery because
I'm laughing because I thought you was gonna name a player, right? And I was gonna say which player we were gonna get. Like, people don't understand the shortage of NFL offensive line help in this league. And it's not just an NFL problem, it's a college football problem because they got to get these guys ready to play. There's no more developing, there's no more teaching techniques. It's straight from high school to learn the playbook, get out there and be faster than the guy in front of you. And when they get to the NFL, that shit ain't it ain't translating because they haven't been properly coached and they don't have the time to be properly coached in the NFL. This is not a Miami Dolphins problem. This is a football problem with the offensive line. Agree or disagree?
I mean, I just know the Dolphins are being the Dolphins that they've been.
I'm trying to talk you off that ledge. Come on, Steven, man.
I'm on it. I'm ready to jump.
not the man the feds looking for. Not the man the feds and the DEA and Homeland Security looking for.
Man, look, my guy, my boy.
The plane went down.
It's going down.
Where the stash at, man? Where the stash at? I need a fix.
Look, man. I know you come here for your hopium supply. I get it. But Old Omar took it. Okay, if you watch The Wire, you know what I'm talking about. He raided the stash house, man. Okay, he got it. He said
that man said Jesse Davis. That man said Jesse Davis is the best offensive lineman on the team, and he said Albert Wilson is a star. He said that.
Well,
he said Jesse Davis is the best offensive lineman on the team, and Albert Wilson is a star.
We can go get Jesse Davis. Maybe he's the answer to our problems.
Well, we can go get Mark Colombo too. He's still playing?
Maybe. Maybe. And Jonathan Martin too. Why not? Let's just
Jonathan Martin too. Why not? Hell. See, why not? But look, I still believe with 60% of our starting defense on the injured reserve last year, with our left tackle in and out of games, with our quarterback missing the better part of 5 games, we still within 6 points of beating the AFC East Division champions. We was in 6 points of beating these guys. 6 points. You know that, right, Stephen D? 6 points is all they beat us by all season last year. And we got better. Whether you want to believe it or not, we got better, man.
At the moment, I don't believe that. I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying I don't believe it.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. Pete, Cap for Life, CCRR, whoever they are, they're not allowed on your show for 2 weeks, man. You got to recover. You got to recover, man. You're falling into the abyss, man. You got to recover, man. Because
I am not in a good place right now. It is my yes.
If we go 0-17 this year, guess who's gonna watch every game next year?
Send the people out to make sure I am okay, because I am on fan watch right now. It is not good. It is not good for me. Nope. As a fan,
if we go 0-17 this year, you're gonna be right there next year rooting for the Dolphins.
You know what, Big Nick? Here's the messed up part about it. I'm so glad you said that, because here's the messed up part about this. My dumb ass is gonna watch every game.
Every game. 0-16, and I'm watching that 17th game.
Every game, thinking, oh no, I'm not supposed to know how this movie ends. I'm gonna believe something else can happen. Like I ain't seen the movie play out for the last 20 times.
And every one of them Dolphin fans that's negative right now, they sat their ass right there and they watched that 1-15 season. Every one of them. I saw every game. It's all good, man. We the team to beat, man. We the team to beat. Come on, man. Let's sell some optimism.
No.
Get your hopium out. I got optimism. So we the boys around here, man. We got this on lock, man. We good. And it was Brandon Peely, and he walked off the cart, off the field. So they're taking a look at Vegas.
Vegas just dropped their wins for us to 7.5.
Yeah, Vegas also gave the Miami Heat a 3% chance.
To 7.5.
Vegas gave the Miami Heat a 3% chance of beating Milwaukee, and we played in the NBA Finals.
As much as I love it, guess where the Miami Heat did the Miami Heat hold up the trophy at the end of the year? They sure did.
No, but they got a little past that 3% of the first round. They gave a 3% chance of getting out the first round. We was in the NBA Finals. Vegas had Crawford, the favorite, not Crawford, the other guy, Spence, the favorite. He was the favorite, a heavy favorite. He was the betting favorite. He got his ass whooped. Don't go by that, man. They gonna make money.
I got people in the back, Big Nick. Thank you for coming on.
I think I'm gonna go get me some of that 7.5 if that's what they did. I think I'm gonna go get me some of that.
I can't believe Vegas just changed it to 7.5. Even Vegas knows we're in for a bad season. All right, man.
Just come on, go get your stash, man. Take a couple bumps.
I don't know if I got the stash, man. I don't know.
All right, bro.
All right, man. What can I do for you, Rashad? What can I do for you?
What the hell is going on? Why is the coverage so bad today? Everybody. I don't want to
Do
every
you know what happened?
platform.
Have you
Every
been
YouTube.
watching Dolphins Twitter?
Yes, it's the only thing that's been talked about for the last hour and a half. Ain't nothing else going on.
Nope.
Golly.
Nope. Sure not.
How many games did Teron play last year? How many wins was he a part of? How many losses was he a part of? Are we going to lose every game because he's not playing no more?
I mean, I don't know.
What? So that means we're getting your quarterback, right?
Does it matter?
Hmm?
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. I take that L. It is what it is. I've been here before.
I'm just trying to breathe. I'm trying to bring it in. Not in a
Did he
good
get hurt?
place.
Did he get hurt last year, Steven?
Somebody stole my supply of hopium. They came with the shotgun. I had to put it in trash bags and drop it down to the ground for my stash house. It wasn't good. They stole my whole supply of opium, man. Now, I need to do a better job of having a good stash house. But you know, I consistently let the Dolphins know where my stash house is every year. And every year they take my supply of hopium and they sell it. And I'm not gonna cry. They're not gonna get me crying.
That's nasty work, man. That's nasty work. It's gonna be all right, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I have not been this depressed as a Dolphins fan in a long time. Like, I am hurting.
The concussion didn't take you out?
Nope.
Sure didn't. When you seen that man laying lifeless on that turf or field, whatever you want to call it, that didn't just bring you down. I hate to do that to you, but come on,
man.
you just snap out of it. You have a channel and the people to bring back to life.
I tell you all right now, like, my supply of hopium will be resupplied, but I
need it now. Spread that kindness.
I can't give you what I ain't got, Rashad.
This is when your people need you the most, Steven.
I mean, look.
You can't give up on them now.
I'm not giving up. I'm just hurting right now.
You can't hurt when we hurt. We need you to uplift.
Y'all don't pay me enough to uplift y'all that much.
You need to go get you another host for 5-10 minutes. Go to the back. Take a breath. Take a breath and come back.
I mean, I just don't understand why God would do this to me. The football gods, God, whoever. Why would they do this to me on a year? Like, what did we as Dolphin fans do to the football gods? What did we do? What?
Become fans of the Miami Dolphins?
I don't get it. Why? Why? We're good people. We donate to great causes. We do good things.
I need I need y'all to save face, man. You know the other fan bases are coming for us.
Oh, that's fine. They can't, and rightfully so.
And you just gonna let them punch at you. You ain't gonna fight back.
Hey, look, I ain't never gonna root for another team. This team is with me for life, but that don't mean I'm not sad as hell right now and I'm depressed as hell. I'm hurting, boy. I am hurting. Hurting.
When we start off 0-1, 1-0, you gonna still be hurting?
No, I'm gonna be screaming like, let's go to the Super Bowl.
2-0, what you gonna be doing?
The Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, okay. Everything's gonna be all right.
Well, according to Vegas, it's not. 7.5 wins.
Yeah, it is what it is. We knew we were gonna get hurt eventually.
Now,
but like
my hope.
Give me that hopium. Not out for the season. Come on.
Is that Chris Greer does a job that we didn't expect him to do in the next day or two. And make some signings or some trades. We might have to give up something to go get them. But
we got to see what's up with Armstead. We got to see if he out for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks.
Adam Beasley says practice is over and the Dolphins offense showed very little after Armstead went down. That's about right. That's about facts because yep. Robbie Mead says I will never forgive my father for making me a Dolphins fan. Facts.
That's nasty work.
Frick you, Dad, for making me a Dolphins fan. Frick you.
Oh, that's awful.
I love you, Dad. I'm very mad at you right now.
Whew. Damn. Trying to keep you uplifted. I see it's not gonna work. Ugh. Oh, Lord have mercy. But literally, I've heard nothing out of camp. Did we get any interceptions today? Like a touchdown? Did we get a touchdown?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
I haven't heard anything. It's just all sadness.
And yep.
Why y'all weren't that sad when Jalen got hurt? Because we had a Cater. But guess what? Cater ain't the guy. It's Noah. So why aren't y'all sad about that? Y'all better stop playing with y'all selves.
All right, Rashad. I Mr. Negative, go out and come back in, Mr. Negative. Go out and come back in, Mr. Negative.
I love to hear what he got to say.
I would like to hear what Mr.
gladly
Negative
drop
has to
down.
say. It says device is not connected, so hopefully he'll come in. All right, Rashad, thank you for coming on and trying to cheer me up. It obviously didn't work.
All right, doggy.
You know who I feel like Winnie. No, Winnie. No.
Who's that, Eeyore?
Yes. The Dolphins are the Dolphins, and they are the worst sometimes.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
I'm not gonna cry. Not gonna get me crying. Nope, not gonna do it.
This might be good news. He might come back healthier. Sorry.
Get off my channel. Get off my channel right now with that foolishness. Anybody else want to come on and try to cheer me up here in a second? You know what? I got this left over. Somebody donate and I'll drink the rest of that from the other day. Still sitting here from my drinking day. I'll drink it. Hello, Mr. Negative.
Steven, I just hope that Teron's help, like praying for him, that it's not serious. What can you do? I mean, it sucks. I never like to see anyone injured. And it's, I don't know. I mean, what can you do? I mean, he's just a player that unfortunately is prone to injury. I mean, he's never played an entire season healthy. So, I mean, am I shocked? No. This is, again, to me, this falls upon Chris Greer. You rely on players that have a injury, history. Then again, why should I be surprised at the outcome? I never like to see injury. Of course, nobody does. But I mean, you can't do that. And that be your insurance policy, especially when you can't draft at that position. You just can't. I mean, let's call it for what it is. Unfortunately, Chris Greer just doesn't know how to build an offensive line. And I'm not saying that, injuries is his fault. They're not. But, he's just a player that the older he gets, it's not going to, it's not going to go well. The body breaks down. And that's just, unfortunately, the way it goes. Hopefully it's not serious. Hopefully he's back. Before too long, and we can go from there. I don't know. I'm not here to rain on anyone's parade. I just woke up actually.
You don't have to rain on it. It's already been rained on.
Yeah, like I mean, again, Steven, I've seen this all too many times, right, with this team.
Yep.
They rely. It's again, it relies on the top heavy roster, right? Like we rely on. That's why Vegas is doing what they're doing, because we've lost players now at two very important positions, right? You've lost players at corner, and you've lost a player now potentially for a long period of time at offensive tackle. I mean, you have both DE, defensive end, offensive tackle, corner, and your quarterback, right, are your most important positions in sports or in the sport of football. And now, I mean, we've lost two very important players, and that's why Vegas is doing what they're doing, right? I mean, that's how the money's going to go, because fans will see that, and they're going to change their lines. It's always going to be changing. But again, we've got to hope the depth, rises up here. That's all we can do as Dolphin fans. We got to hope the depth, rises up and, comes through, because that's all we can really do. I mean, you're not getting an offensive tackle now. I heard you mention Jesse Davis. No, don't even go there. We got to hope that the help is, on this roster, Kendall or Lamb, those guys, they got to step up now. And it is what it is. And this, it's still, the season hasn't even gotten here yet. So I'm not going to say the season's over. I'm not going to go there. But again, to me, this is what happens when you rely on, injury prone players. And this is not, I'm not going to bring even the quarterback into it. But this is Chris Greer's philosophy, right? He takes a flyer at almost every position on guys who come off of injury. And I don't know why he does that. I have no idea why, but it's just something he does. And to me, that's reckless roster building, when you do that. And it's usually never going to work out.
Well, I guess it's pretty bad when Mr. Negative is being more positive than Mr. Positivity.
Well, Steven, again, right? I mean, listen, I everyone knows me kind of in this community where, I've been scarred, and I don't want to be Mr. Negative. I want to be the guy I used to be back in the 90s, and that was Mr. Positive, right? But 93 season, I get gut punched, right? Marino goes down with Achilles injury, and there's always something, right? Tailgreeter cut in training camp, their number one pick, he goes down with knee injury. Just seems that, some people call it, the stadium being built on the burial ground. And, it's just what the Dolphins have coming to them because, the owner gets mixed up in what he gets mixed up in. And we just can't be happy as Dolphin fans. But I just think, that Greer has got to change his building acumen, stop going after players who have a history of getting hurt, because why would it change? Like, I mean, especially for a guy, such as Teron, you hope that he's going to stay healthy, but I mean, he's never played a full season. So, I mean,
all right, Mr. Negative, I gotta put you in the back. I have somebody in the back room that
no problem, Steve.
I love you, brother. Thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Tell me something good, man.
Stephen D, can you hear
No, I'm depressed, man.
What you depressed for, man?
Sound the alarm, DECCON 5.
Don't be depressed. Tua had a good day today.
We not worried about that. It doesn't matter. None of that matters.
It matters.
No, it doesn't.
Because this season's gonna make everybody show who's for real and who ain't. What y'all crying about Armstead for? You knew he was gonna miss a certain amount of games anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna miss the whole season.
Well, we don't know that.
It didn't look good, TD.
Yeah, I know that, but does it matter? I mean, we got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. They make up for that type of stuff.
DECCON 5, sound the alarms.
I mean, I don't know why people tripping. They forgot we got Tua.
Can we call Brandon Shell out of retirement?
Steven, it doesn't matter who's out there. We got our guy.
Jesse Davis is out there. Maybe Jesse Davis can help us.
Yeah, he looked decent for the Texans, I'll tell you that.
You think the Houston Texans will let us trade Tunstall for Tunzel?
Y'all talking crazy over here this morning. What's up, Steven, man?
I'm not in a good place, man. It is not good for me.
Why y'all act like it's just one player that's depending on our success?
Nope. Because it is.
Oh, okay. All right, it's interesting you say that. All that hopium, and we got one player goes down.
Old Omar, just like in The Wire, came and stole my stash from the stash house. I'm fresh out of hopium. He stole my supply of hopium.
I just don't understand. All I know is Uno is under center. It don't matter who ain't around him. We good. Right?
I mean,
right?
No.
Why not?
Because we don't have an offensive line.
Yeah, but there's some quarterbacks that do more with less.
I don't know who they are, but they don't live in South Florida.
Armstead's fine, man. Everybody overreacting. He felt a little something. He should be ready for week 1.
I pray to God that you're right, and I will. And then, if you are right, my hopium will be back. I will have a new supply of hopium. But at the moment,
yeah, what happened to
fresh out of hopium?
What happened to all the positivity? You know, we don't know. So why can't people
positivity don't live here no more. Not right now. Nope. Typical Dolphins doing typical Dolphin shit.
But this is how we built the team. I mean, we should be able to see this coming.
Typical Dolphin shit.
These type of things are supposed to happen. This is the team we built.
TD.
We went
I
inside.
know what you're doing, TD.
Half the roster
doing.
Half the roster injury prone. I don't get what the issue is. People should have come to expect some of this stuff to happen.
I'm just saying.
But now everybody want to be shocked. But this is what we talk about on my channel all the time. These possibilities, and everybody don't like it. But now look at them. They sitting here like, what are we gonna do, man? We'll be all right. Uno under center.
You don't even believe what you're saying right now.
You got to. You got to believe it. Otherwise, you just wasted this whole rebuild.
I mean, I got to be honest. If Armstead is down, that might be facts.
No, our team's success doesn't rely on Armstead.
You don't even believe that.
Yeah, you're right, Steven. Our team's success relies on Tyree, Armstead, and Waddle. And let me tell you something about Waddle. We don't even know if he'll be ready week 1. We ain't heard nothing from nobody.
Did you hear about Vegas? They dropped our win total down to 7.5 wins.
Yeah, we'll get 9. We'll get 9 and miss the playoffs.
I hope you're wrong, but
me too. But real analysis is around 8 with the Armstead situation. But we'll get 9.
Are the Patriots better than us right now if Armstead is down?
They ain't better, but they ain't far off. Let me tell y'all something. Patriots might end up having the best defense in the division this year. Everybody just looking at them as trash because of their offense, but their defense, nobody's noticing. These fools are loaded.
All right. Screw it. I'm just going to drink the rest of this that was from the drinking show on Friday, and I'm going to take it to the head.
Steven, you don't need to, man. I'm telling you, bro. Uno is our savior.
Nope. Can't do it.
We got Uno. We
Nope.
straight. We got Uno. We straight. Yeah. Uno number 1.
I don't even got no chaser for it.
Dang, Steven. You mean to tell me the Dolphins got you drinking? The Dolphins got you taking it to the head, bro? Is it that bad? Uno number 1 in the shotgun. Yeah, we sweet. No honey bun.
I can't with you, bro. I can't with you. I'm so depressed right now. I am just so not in a great place.
Uno number 1 in the shotgun.
Did he get off my
we
channel?
Sweet. No honey bun. Yes, yes, yeah, we done. No, we not.
God, man, dude, I was not prepared to drink anything today, and that went down. Get off my channel,
I ain't
TD,
gonna lie. I'm just trying to make fun to not cry, man.
dude. I am not in a good place. Like
I feel like stuff is falling apart on us before it
I
starts.
have not been this depressed. I don't remember the last time I was this depressed as a Dolphins fan. It's been a minute. Like, I'm not, like, this is not good. This is not good. DEFCON 5, sound the alarms. It's we in trouble right now. We are in major trouble.
We all right, man. If your team was built off of one player going down, you screwed, and you ain't a contender anyway.
Well,
and this is what I've been telling everybody. But it's all good.
I wasn't planning on having a drinking show till later on in the year. We might have to have it tomorrow because.
At least we're going to see Tua play on Saturday.
Are we, though? Not after that debacle.
Well, you know, that might change something, but I believe he's going to play. His parents are in town, so that's what makes me believe that he's going to play. I literally was right next to him the whole practice from the beginning. Literally, like 2 feet away from him.
Were you talking? Were you live on your channel?
Yeah, but I didn't mention them because that's, you know, that man's personal life.
Nah, but were you talking trash about Tua?
No, I just report what happens, and Tua was solid today. I mean, he didn't throw the ball much, but, you know, when he did a good job. I didn't see a single misfire, other than one-on-ones was horrible, but I don't never grade one-on-ones. He overfired almost everything in one-on-ones, but the regular practice, he ain't have, I can't recall a single misfire. And he threw that deep ball that was money in stride, that was beautiful. He had a good day. He had a really good day. So he needed that. Now, mind you, we handed the ball off quite a bit today, and we didn't even do as much 11 on 11. But overall, Tua was solid today. Offense as a whole went in the dirt as soon as Armstead was gone.
That's what the beat reporters were saying, that as soon as Armstead got carted off the field, that
immediately Tua was throwing it in the dirt. People who, man, oh my gosh, it was just a train wreck. But yeah, but the defense got cooked today, Steve.
They got cooked.
Yeah,
I know who did. I know. I saw a video of this.
Colin?
This guy named Noah, who I don't know too much about him, but you know he got cooked today real bad right at the beginning of practice. I saw.
Well, a lot of them guys got cooked today. Them quarterbacks was finding all type of stuff in the middle of the defense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of the defense they definitely got cooked today.
I guess I need to give back my room in Las Vegas for the Super Bowl.
Somebody said Tua is backing up Tua, bro. Wow. What do you mean? I'm consistent with Tua. I just tell you what happened. Today, he was a good quarterback today. In the minimal stuff they needed him to do, he did his job. I tell you every day what he does. It doesn't matter to me that he don't do it. He don't do it as much as he should.
All right.
See, people ain't gonna remember this either, Steven. Today, Tua had a good day, and I'm telling you everything.
It does not matter when our offensive line went down. And yes, I said offensive line because Armstead is our entire offensive line. If he goes down, we don't have one.
Listen, Steven, I understand the old offensive line concerns, but why would you be concerned when you have the best quarterback in the NFL under center?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, if not the best, then an MVP candidate last year.
I plead the fifth.
I guess I got to go to Twitter and ask that question. Why would you be concerned?
Fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm not good, TD. This is not good. Not good at all.
It's all right, man. Somebody say he can't. Why can't TD acknowledge bad O-line is the reason he can't? Because I've seen quarterbacks do more with worse. I'm sorry.
Did the do the football gods not like us?
Woo, treasure! Yeah, they do. I think what the problem
Do they though?
is, yeah, I think the problem is the fan base accepts mediocrity and try to overinflate it, and then when it comes down crashing in their face, they scratch their head like, "What happened?" That's what it is. This fan base wants to overinflate things, and then whenever it crashes smack dab in their face, they are literally questioning what happened.
Well, I'm
And there is
convinced.
no reason to be questioning it.
I'm convinced that
Steven, is it inevitable for Armstead to get hurt every year?
yes, it is.
So why are people shocked?
Because it happened 3 weeks before the season started, and he got carted off, and so we're all scared that this is it. Like, this is it. We're done. We're in the bag.
That was a high probability risk regardless.
Hey, let me ask you: if he does get hurt and he goes on IR, does he count against our salary cap for this year?
Yeah, you count against the cap.
Because the season hasn't started.
Yeah, you count against the cap. It's a wrap. That's your part of your cap. That's the player you sign. There ain't no credits for injured players.
Tyreek Hill said Teron Armstead, who left practice today, told him he's good. He's just old.
Yeah, there you have it right there. He gonna be fine, but hey, he gonna continue to have knickknacks that put him out here and there.
Let me bring in Batman. Hello, Batman.
What's up, Steven? What's going on, TD?
What up, homie?
I'm gonna say this, Steven. If Armstead is hurt for a significant time, the season's over.
No, it's not, Batman. No, it's not.
Not with you, man.
You got Tua, Batman.
Yeah, but you don't have the guy that protects Tua.
It doesn't matter. Tua's that great. He was in the MVP conversation.
He's trolling us, Batman. He's trolling us, Batman.
If Tua had 2 seconds to throw the ball last year, without Armstead, he's going to have half a second to throw the ball.
Bro, we talk about a quarterback that was in the MVP conversation, man. We're going to be all right, bro.
With Armstead being there.
Fins up, even without Armstead. Fins up, baby.
I love how yesterday I'm saying those same things to you, and you're arguing with me, and today you're trying to reverse them back onto me when Armstead goes down.
You sold me yesterday, Steven. Let's go.
Lies. Hashtag lies.
Yeah, that was that hopium. It got in my veins.
You got it in your veins. It's that blue magic. I stand behind it. I guarantee it. I said that yesterday about that hopium. And what did Teron Armstead do? Teron Armstead made me out to be a liar about my hopium. Sure did.
Guess what?
Go get Taylor one.
Mostert was back today, so he chipping the left tackle with the left tackle, so we good.
Go get Taylor Lewan right now.
Taylor Lewan.
Go get him right now.
Taylor Lewan is doing busting with the boys.
He is.
Coming to play for this football team.
He is.
He is making good money, not having to be out in no heat, not having to play. Nope. Taylor Lewan is going to keep doing him on busting with the boys.
We could always go get trade for Jesse Davis.
Jesse Davis is a free agent.
Oh, well, we can go pick Jesse Davis up, baby.
I'd rather put a garbage can out there without wheels before I put Jesse Davis.
Oh, no. Jesse Davis is our savior, sir. He is the savior.
I know.
Listen, we got Uno. We straight. What's this? What's all this talk, man? I don't get y'all. Y'all remember before we had Armstead, y'all said that we straight because we got Tua? Now we use him as an excuse?
I've said all along, Armstead is the most important piece of this team, and he went down. He's the most important piece of the team.
What's up, man? Steve, what's up, man?
Colors said, I'm fairly certain Taylor Lewan bagged my groceries at Publix yesterday. I love that.
But it kept breaking.
Yeah. Right by the end zone.
What happened?
Fields, so I got to see both.
Gotcha. What you
Yeah,
think
see,
of
you
the
got here
practice?
early.
Yeah.
I was.
I'm putting you off for a
I mean,
second.
I've been watching your stuff.
Are you ready? Are you talking?
And
You
yeah, I
talking to
appreciate
somebody?
what you're doing, brother. I mean, you made a trip out here and everything.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
here. I'm local, so.
That's what's up. I had to travel, man.
Yeah, good stuff. Let me get a picture with you, bro.
Hey, tell them you on clock blockers right now. Oh, you put me on mute. What do you want, Cap? You already came up here.
All right, so I got some look. I don't know whether you want to take this as good news or bad news, but I'm starting to hear now that Aaron Rodgers' homeboy from Green Bay, those lineman guys that he was friends with, I heard they're going to New York now too. Is there any way we could try to like talk to Taylor Lewan or something and Derrick Henry and try to do something here, bro? Can Chris Greer save us? I'm trying, man. I got nothing. Bro. I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Shit.
All right. I'll be back.
Go back in the corner. So 180 of y'all watching. I'm pretty sure this is the most negative I have ever been in the 3 years I've done this show. I don't have any positivity for you. I don't have any hopium. I want to be kind because I am Mr. Spread Kindness. And I do love y'all. But let me tell you, this is not good. And this is not good. Okay. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. If he is hurt for any significant amount of time, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how we move forward with this. I don't know. We need the hopium, Steven. Give us our drug. I don't have it. Word of mouth. You think if I had hopium, I wouldn't be selling it to y'all? I just don't have it right now. There's just nothing about right now that makes me feel good. It feels right now feels like the last 20 years of being a Dolphins fan. Right now feels like the entire last 20 years combined. Right now, this second, I'm just taking it all the last 20 years in. That's what right now feels like. It's hard, man. It's hard. Jalen Ramsey, I was like, all right, okay. All right. He gonna come back. We gonna be good. It ain't we all right. I hesitate putting this guy on, but I will. Good morning. Well, it's not good morning. It's afternoon. So afternoon, Pete.
Hey, good afternoon, Steven. Thank you for having me up, dude. What's wrong with you, man?
I'm a Dolphins fan, and the Dolphins are doing Dolphins things.
No, bro.
Yes.
You're acting like we already got confirmation Teron Armstead is going to be out first. This is nothing. We haven't even gotten a report yet, Steven. What are you talking about? This is what you should be telling us right now. You're the positive guy. Bro, it's nothing. He went down to wrap his toe, and by the time it got wrapped, guess what? Practice was done. What's the big deal? Have we got any confirmation that he's out for the season?
We don't have any confirmation yet that he's out.
Nothing. We have to wait. And you have to sell the positivity. What's going on here?
What had happened is the Dolphins stole my hopium, and I'm just out of hopium at the moment, and I need to re-up my supply.
I don't know, man.
I just don't know.
And I get it. I know why. I know why you're down.
I don't know where I'm going to get
down.
my supply of hopium though, because
I'm here.
Where that go?
I'm right here. Like I told you, we haven't got any reports saying he's gonna miss any time. We don't know what's going on. He walked off. Maybe his shoe was wrong. Nobody knows. So nobody can assume this guy's gonna be out week 1. Now, the reality is if he's out week 1, then I'm gonna feel like how you, but I'm gonna wait for the reports. I want to know what happened. I'm not gonna cry. I already cried when Ramsey went down. I already cried with Now we get this. This is catastrophic, Steven. I'm gonna be where you're at if we get a bad news on this, but I'm just staying afloat. I'm waiting for the news, and I got a feeling it's not gonna be as big as we seem. But just looking at you, Steven, and watching you like that lets me know how big and how significant Teron Armstead means to us, dude. You know? So I don't know, man. I'm just glad we have a Skyler. Because we seen this guy work without Teron Armstead last year, and he can move, he can run, he can take on big hits. And guess who threw the first touchdown today, Steven? Skyler Thompson. He also threw the first interception. But there was some good stuff. There was some good stuff.
I might have found a supply. I might have found a small supply of hopium. I might have found a small supply of hopium. This is Teron Armstead's Twitter.
What I told you.
For the love.
What I told you.
Always.
What I told, bro, his shoe went sideways or something on that rep, and they got scared, and that's it. That guy's good, bro. Look at him. He could probably do a Michael Jackson dance right now with those.
I found a new supply of hopium.
I'm telling you, Steven, look at it right here. And I was just telling you, and before you found that, I was actually trying to convince you that we have a Skyler that has beautiful mobility that will overcome some of this if Tua can't hold up. But again, it is what it is. Teron Armstead's walking on his own power. The cart news was bad news, but look, he's walking.
I just want to watch this for a little bit. This is nice.
Let everybody see it. Let everybody see it. Let everybody feel better.
This is pretty good. This is good. This is helping. This is helping. Did Pete just flip me? Did
I feel like I spoke this to existence, dude. I feel like I spoke.
Are we in the
existence.
Twilight Zone? Is this real? This can't be real.
Man, I can't believe it. I feel like if I would have said the season was over and he had a broken toe, he might have came out with a video like with a broken toe. Thank God that I was so positive right now, Steven. I'm so happy. I feel like I poked this into existence right now. Look at this guy. Well, I've never seen Teron Armstead walk so nice. Have you ever seen this type of walk? I'm going to go watch some music videos of him and his rap songs to see him dancing and stuff because we're back at it. We're back, Steven.
Hey,
we are back.
For all my gamblers out there, tell Vegas to go screw themselves and go put all that money on the over on 7.5.
Oh, what happened?
Vegas took us down to 7.5.
Hey, hey, Steven. So the Jets get Dalvin Cook and we go down?
No, because Armstead went down.
Nah, there was no way they did. The Vegas did that
They
because
did,
of
I
Armstead. This
swear,
is literally
dude.
happening
The
like 45
moment-
minutes ago. How did Vegas switch it so quick?
Vegas just switched it. In the
Nah.
last 45 minutes, Vegas changed theirs. What was ours? 9.5 to 7.5. They gave us 2 losses because Armstead got carted off.
Man, oh man.
Kenneth says, I don't know what Steven's seeing, but he's not putting any weight on his right leg. He walking, Kenneth. I've seen people with ACL blowouts walk off, and that's a limp.
Oh no, he's not limping. What are these guys watching? This is Armstead. He's always walked like a pimp.
Color,
like,
is this a limp?
Like,
color?
have y'all? They don't see the way he walks.
Man.
in
Looks
South Beach,
better than the way I walk.
swagging out.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying, Connor.
Facts.
That guy's swagged out right now. He got
it
that
takes me
little limp walk.
It takes
Probably
me
has a
5
drink
minutes
in
to
his
walk
left
that
hand.
distance, man. Are you kidding me?
Or we just gonna watch this for a while because this is a beautiful sight right now. It's a beautiful sight.
Man, I was gonna say y'all went from hopium to copium in one little ding, man. Are you kidding me?
Bro,
We got a long season ahead, man.
I was not in a good place. I was not in a good place.
And by the way,
5 seconds ago,
once Vegas sets the line, I'm pretty sure they don't necessarily move it up and down without people betting up and down. What happened was a bunch of knee jerkers saw the injury and they're like, "Oh, bet that 8.5, bet that under that 8.5," and it drove it down to 7.5. That's how it works, bro.
Well,
I'm not saying that's what happened today, like that quickly. Like I'm with Pete. I don't think it happened that quickly. I think it more has to do with what our opponents have done and blocked us out of getting. You know what I mean? So
100%. That's what I think it is too, Color. I don't think they moved it that quick for the Teron Armstead.
Unless it was some kind of run by the bettors because they all knee jerked and saw that injury. Oh, but get that 8.5.
But yeah, that does make sense. That does make sense. If everybody ran to the table at once, all the bettors throwing big money to go under.
Right,
of course.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. David Fornes tweeting 1 minute ago. Teron Armstead seen using crutches to get into cart leaving the Texans practice facility. Is he out here? Is T-Stead out here driving propaganda, Color? I can't.
I mean,
what do you mean?
The injury reporting rules are in place for the very reason of not being able to manipulate Vegas. So I don't know.
David Fornes.
I just literally read that article this morning.
Fornes said, quote, Teron Armstead left the facility on crutches, getting into a cart.
That's just precautionary. He's a big dude.
Yeah, you got to do what the doctors tell you to do. Even if he didn't have pain and it was like Color said, precautionary reasons, he has to show that he's on crutches.
For those of you who thought I was overreacting, there's only one more person that's more positive in this fan base than me, and his name is Dougley Durong. And this was Dougley's tweet 16 minutes ago.
Oh, that's why I got him muted.
So look how fast they jump ship.
I'm telling you, bro.
Look how fast they jump. Look. He walked into an alligator infested with crocodile water. Look, that's DDW.
I mean, why don't we just give Teron Armstead a multi-year quarterback level contract, man? I mean, he's the one playing quarterback, right?
But you know what, Color? I truly think that he's not going to be out for a significant time. Is he hurt or not hurt? He might be in pain, but I think he's going to play week 1. And maybe we play that game heading into week 1 versus the Chargers. That, you know, they're going to say, oh, he's game time decision type thing. And they're playing
and what you might want to jump on then, not to make any advice or nothing, because I am not an expert.
Here we go. We got video of the crutches. We got video. It's Crutchgate. It's Crutchgate.
The over-under on Teron Armstead's number of games played.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. It's Crutchgate. Here we go. Here we go. This is Crutchgate right here. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? He's putting weight on it.
That's a cane. That ain't no crutch.
I mean,
that's a cane.
It's a crutch.
No,
for a guy his size, that's like a dapper cane, man.
I'm getting into bipolar mode right now, Steve.
Here we go. Crutchgate. I love it. We started a thing.
You should have never showed me those canes, man.
Is T-Stead driving propaganda out here?
Steven, if you want to find a correlation and see whether that our games going down was because of that, look at the over-under on number of games Armstead's going to play. See if that correlates and went down too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I know they have that. I'm pretty sure they have that prop bet out there.
I don't know.
They probably set it at like 13.5 or something.
We failed to score again on 2-minute drive today.
Don't nobody care about that right now. All we care about is this.
Y'all never care about the problems, and I'm always pointing them out. And you guys always get blindsided by something. This is the route they're probably taking right now to give up. Bro, we're probably tanking for Caleb. Like everybody keeps saying. I keep seeing that tweet too much. I keep seeing that.
I can't do it with you. I was negative a couple minutes ago, and now that I'm positive, you're going to go right back to being negative.
They're throwing in the towel, man.
Not going to do it.
Armstead is taking a year off, dude. Those crutches, he has 2 of them.
Minutes ago, you
Nah,
were right.
man. Nah,
Bro,
man.
we literally just went to another universe and came
I
back,
told
bro.
you, Steven. I told you, Steven. When I started watching that video
Pete,
now
I
with
got
the
it. I
crutches
gotta
and
do it.
canes,
I gotta do
do
it.
what
Just
you
for
gotta
the-
do, man.
I gotta. I can't.
We
I can't
literally
do it.
just
I
proved
love
the
you, Pete.
existence of the
I
multiverse,
love
bro.
you, but I can't. I can't do it. You had me. You brought me back to only bring me back down. What is that about, Pete?
I think he was replaced by Bizarro Pete for a minute, and then like the real Pete escaped the other dimension and came back, man.
Pete lets me know that aliens probably exist.
So like when we go to Bizarro World, Pete's like the only positive person in the whole universe.
The multiverse is real, bro.
Right. We just proved it, bro. That just proved the
proved it.
existence of the
He was
multiverse.
literally 5 minutes ago getting me to get out of the hole, like depression. I see the video of him walking. I get out of depression, and not 2 seconds later, he's like, "Nope, it's a conspiracy, man."
Right. As soon as the season was back on again, he's like, no, none of that.
I just can't with Pete. Oh my god. Oh.
And it's funny how Pete literally just like, as if he's like the circus guy, you know, like he started the season, he ended the season, and then he started it back up again.
Pete, what am I gonna do with you, man?
The season is back on, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Color, I love you, brother.
Yeah, I just came up to correct you about the odds thing, bro. I'm pretty sure it's done. Like once it's set, it kind of moves by the way people bet. But
Send me some info on it later on Twitter, so that way I can talk about it tomorrow on the show with Jason.
Sure. Well, I think they actually do manually adjust it themselves, but it's because of the numbers coming in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh my God, everybody's betting this, so let's lower it to 6. Who will bet 6? You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it works. But yeah. Anyway,
it should be good.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, brother. Be good. Cameron Wolf tweeting 2 minutes ago. Dolphins Teron Armstead just texted me, said, quote, "I'll be good. Armstead will get an MRI to be 100% certain, but it sounds like good news for Armstead, one of Miami's best players after practice injury scare." You think the Dolphins saw Dolphins Twitter melting down? Do you think they saw me melting down live on camera and said, "No, we got to put a stop to this. We can't. People are nope." I wonder if they did. Be interesting. This is Kyle Krabs. This is pretty good. In response to his tweet of walking. Shout out to Kyle Krabs. Well, what a day. Today was a day that ended in Y. My hopium stash got robbed today. And then I had somebody who I never thought would replenish it for a second to only try to steal it again. I don't know what sense that's made. I don't know what's going on there, Pete, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow I will have a full supply of hopium back. And I definitely need to finish. I need to replenish this. Yes, I need to replenish this. Maybe Jason Sarney will probably be able to put my head back on straight tomorrow. I hope. I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. 194 of y'all still watching. This is awesome. Please hit the like button, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. I apologize I didn't have my full spread kindness, positivity, and hopium for my peoples today, but I'll have my hopium back tomorrow. Okay? I need to hit the reset button on today. I want to go back to sleep, hit the alarm, and say, "Can we start today over, please?" I'd like to have a do-over of today because this is not the way we should have started it. Yeah. Man. Dolphins know how to give me the roller coaster of being a Miami Dolphins fan is like unbelievable. In literally a matter of an hour, I went from thinking the season that we're going to win the Super Bowl to the season is over to all right, we're good. Flip-flopper himself, I am. At least I admit it, though. We all were feeling like that. Stop it. I don't want to hear nobody talking about Steven, stop. No, we were all feeling like it was bad. It was the worst. How could we? People were selling their tickets. But he is getting an MRI today, so let's hope the MRI goes well. In the meantime, go sign an offensive lineman or two, please, Chris Greer. I'm begging you. DJ Fluker, Dalton Risner should be in here, if not somebody else. And I will tell you, if they do go back and they do get Jesse Davis, I will lose my mind. Jesse Davis bet not ever step foot in this place again. He bet not. Jesse Davis better not ever step foot in a Dolphins facility again as an active player. Shouldn't do it. So let's hope that's not the answer. Because if it does, then I'm just going to question. Then I can't defend Chris Greer after that. I would not be able to defend him. DJ Fluker. He's cheap, low risk, high reward. Dalton Risner. Help me help you, Greer. Okay? Help me help you to help us, the fan base. Just listen to me. Signed sincerely, a depressed Miami Dolphins fan most days. Okay? I love you. Hope you all enjoyed the show today. If you did, tell me in the chat that you enjoyed the show today. Did you all like my meltdown? Did you not like my meltdown? I don't know. I definitely melted down, though. It wasn't good. Thank you for watching. I love y'all. Y'all are the best. I do think y'all are the best. Jonathan said I enjoyed the show. Jonathan, are you part of Bill's Mafia? Of course you enjoyed the show today. You saw me go absolutely nuts. Wayne D says we all melted with you. LOL. Okay. All right. Good. I don't feel so bad now. Black Dolphin says great show. It's never a dull moment on Clock Blockers, baby. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. All right. Ronald said you are the best, Steven. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I like to see stuff like that. Tell everybody about me, Ronald. Go on social media and blast it out to all your friends. Trucker Sean says, love the show. As always, with a $10 donation or $20 donation. Thank you for the $20 donation. It helps. You don't understand how big it is when you guys donate. It's such a great, it helps me to be able to do this on a consistent basis every day for you guys. So thank you for the donation. Keep on, let them keep on coming. Dolphin Don says, awesome as always. Andres, go look at my description. Go look at my description, and you'll see links to 3 away games that we're hosting the tailgate and everything. And we got tickets to the games and everything. Okay, so make sure you come to the Philly one. We got all that stuff. It's gonna be good. Cat for Life says good show. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm trying to fix the music here. Okay, I don't know what happened, but it messed up. Good meltdown is healthy for some minds sometimes. 6193 says. Mark Jones says, Steven, no need to worry. We have McGenius and Stuart Little too. I love you, Mark. You guys are the best. Thank you for those things. Guys, there's always the number one pick next year. Cheer up. Thank you. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Spread Kindness Friday with Jason Sarney tomorrow right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Time to see what that pick about. Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We've been waiting, yeah, we've been patient. Now it's time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we in route. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't want to overhype, but I just know.